Welcome, everyone, to the first chapter of Boston Neo Knights Chronicle. I am your storyteller, Gothic Wizard, aka Peter, and we are going to have our first session here, based in a Camarilla-based chronicle in Boston, Massachusetts. All our characters here are just going to start with the Becoming, which is a Camarilla tradition of the Camarilla court, acknowledging that these newly minted neonates have now broken away from their sires and are now totally independent, and their actions reflect upon themselves and no longer their sires. So that's going to be the opening. Let's introduce everyone. First, we have Sidney Huxley, played by Skeptical Necron. Tell us a little bit about your character, my friend.
All right. So Sidney is a 12th generation Ventru. His friends call him Snide. He was sort of slated to be embraced by the La Sombra as a financial expert in order to help them sort of account for their continuous expenditures that they seem to accrue all the time. However, Sidney's sire, Karl Bergdorf, kind of got clued into him being targeted by the La Sombra, and as a spiteful gesture to the La Sombra, he embraced Sidney, and the two of them have never really gotten along. In fact, they have a rough relationship. He has the flaw sire's resentment, and he also has clan enmity towards Clan La Sombra because, they're upset that he got taken away from them. He's an impatient person. He enjoys lying, and he does it very well. He's intelligent and financially capable, but in general, he's not to be trusted.
So all around a pretty good guy that you should definitely depend your life on.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely. And next we have Janie Jackson, played by Peanut Chew. Peanut, tell us a little bit about your character.
So, Ajani was born in LA. As a college student, he was initially interested in information technology, but ended up switching over to, medical school and passed. So upon graduation, he became a general practitioner. And after an incident where he missubscribed medication and someone died for it, he found that he didn't really feel the remorse that he should feel. And, ended up switching over to be a morgue attendant, taking care of dead bodies, stuffing them full of formaldehyde and all that. And one day, a body rolled in, unlike any other you've seen. Absolutely disgusting. He poked at it, and the next thing he knows, he's waking up in a warehouse, and this dead body's talking to him. So I'm not going to say exactly which clan he is. You could figure it out, probably. But he's ugly as hell. And he can't show his face in public. He's extraordinarily manipulative. And while not the greatest, he knows how to get around in a fight. And because of what he does, he's also very, very financially stable.
Nice. And we have Anna Brooks, played by Draconis. Drac, tell us a little bit about your character.
Yeah, so Anna is older, but she looks like she's in her 20s, and it's because she was a ghoul for a while. She worked at this law firm as an in-house investigator, where she was taken on as a servant to a Ventru that she eventually betrayed. And that's also why this bad are after her. She owns a bar named DY Bar, creatively named. She's not good at that. And she has some contacts in the city.
Nice. Nice. And lastly, but certainly not least, we have Virgil Ackerman, Mr. Ackerman, played by Joker. Joker, tell us a little bit about your character.
Virgil is a young gangrel, fairly young, ninth generation. He was always very sort of quiet and not the I guess you could call him the happiest of kids. He certainly never really smiled. As he grew older, he sort of became kind of like an outcast. His only friends were like animals, really, and not just every kind of animal, but mostly corvids, such as crows and ravens. He is a big fan of poetry, mainly stuff like Edgar Allan Poe's works, and he's basically a goth. That's what he is. So he grew older. He began reciting or performing his poetry for his corvid friends. And eventually he met his sire, Lucille Howell, who is a gangrel, of course. And she sort of had a soft spot for poets. She had been around since those days of Edgar Allan Poe, and she certainly enjoyed his works. And seeing someone who enjoyed that stuff as much as she did, she decided to embrace Virgil after a brief period of him being a ghoul. And that's it, really. He mostly spends his time sort of flying around in bird form. He is very good with the protean discipline. He doesn't really own anything. He mostly sleeps underground using his discipline. And that's it, really.
Cool. All right. I've just posted, just for our own reference, I've posted a map of the Boston metro area in the channel. So when we're talking about specific areas, we can, you folks can certainly relay or rely on that. So let me give you a little background about Boston. It is generally CAM controlled, the city of Boston and Cambridge. As you can see on the map, Boston is made up of a plethora of neighborhoods. For the most part, the CAM have control over the metro area. However, there are definitely some other sects and points of contention. The main ones I should point out is in the Dorchester area. There are some pretty severe Sabbat incursions and small pacts in that area. And the Dorchester Roxbury area is definitely a point where it is heavily contested. North of Boston, north of Revere, on the top of your map there, that is where Salem, Massachusetts is, and that is where the Giovanni basically operate out of. The CAM, as in most domains, the CAM has a reasonable relationship with the Giovanni. Basically, you don't step on our feet, we don't step on yours kind of thing. There's no overly aggressiveness to either one at this point. And because of all with the modern day witchcraft and occult practices up there, that certainly makes sense for the Giovanni family to be their stronghold in the Boston area. In Revere, the South End, and Allston, there's a large anarch population. Besides the Roxbury, Dorchester area, the Sabbat have complete control over the city of Worcester, which is the second largest city in Massachusetts, which is about 40 miles west of Boston. So it's not that easy to get to. And because of the distance, while border skirmishes happen, because of that distance, it's not overly frequent. But it does happen from time to time. Farther west of there is what's called the Berkshires, which are hilly forested areas. And as you can imagine where this is going, that is predominantly Garu controlled, and where their clans are. So that's the basic layout of Boston. As most of the World of Darkness, it's a bit of a darker, gothier environment than our real world. A lot of older stone buildings, brick buildings. Everything's in a slight state of decay and quite run down. The prince in Boston is Quentin King III. Interestingly enough, he is from Clan Malkavian. Yes, Quentin King is a Malk. Interestingly enough, he has been running as Prince of Boston for about 2 decades or so, give or take. He, surprisingly for a Malk, he's actually has a pretty good grip and control. While the areas of the Roxbury, Dorchester area is contested, and there's certainly some Sabbat presence, he has been able to maintain and keep them contained to that area, that immediate area. There certainly are little packs in other more outlying areas, but his leadership has been done pretty well as a whole. His right-hand man is Alex Ward. That is essential, which is basically, if you look at the prince as the governor, he would be the equivalent in rank to the lieutenant governor. He is a right-hand man to the prince, and when the prince is away, his word is basically law. He is from Clan Ventru. The main people in the clan, the sheriff is Rebecca Gray. She is from Clan Bruja, and the harpy of the court is Tessa Grimm, and she is from Clan Toreador. So those are the main titles and positions within. And of course you have the Primogens, which we can definitely get into when we start the story. But certainly there are Primogens for all the major Cam clans in the court as well. The sheriff does have as is not uncommon, does have his own right-hand person of the title of the Hound, which are basically assistants to the sheriffs, and that person, his name is William. And it is believed William is from Clan Bruja as well. So that's overall the core of the court. Now we are starting early one evening. The celebration of the becoming, when childs are exonerated from their sires in an official ceremony, and the prince oversees it, and he or she declares that these childs are now officially considered neonates, and they are exonerated from their sires and independent, and their own actions now no longer on pro or con reflect upon their sires. So that is a way we find ourselves. We find ourselves down by the docks in South Boston, a fairly large building. For a dock, this is an old warehouse that is leaning up against basically a pier, overshadowing the waterfront, right adjacent to one of the large docks. Now, for a warehouse, you would think this, would be a pretty dark and gloomy place to have such a social event. But actually, this warehouse has been cleaned up and spruced up fairly nice. While it's certainly no gold-trimmed decor and marble floors, certainly, but it's the hardwood floor has a nice polish to it. There's some nice furniture around. It's big. It's roomy. There's a lot of candelabras around. There is a large table full of delectable drinks for your particular kind, and there are a few blood dolls roaming around as well that you can certainly feed from as part of the festivities. So it's certainly, the prince certainly has gone very lavish, certainly went all out in this expenditure and went out all in expenses. Now, this is not uncommon for, the prince wants to not so much impress you per se, but just show the general population as a whole that it's a prestigious event on his part, and it looks good when he goes all out. It looks good on him and his leadership. So Quentin is certainly there, along the sheriff, all the primogens, and the Central is there as well. It's a big event. The prince is there on a slightly raised platform. On each side of him are the primogens and other notable people of the court. One by one, you go with your sire. Your sire speaks on your behalf that you have you understand the traditions. You have more or less done well under the tutelage, and he believes that you are ready to be embraced in kindred society as an individual. The prince simply says, "As you wish, it is done." And this process takes place for you. Now, not only are your characters here, but there is a handful of other sires and the childs as well that go through this process as well. There's probably a total of about a dozen, roughly, kindred here, childs with their sires that go through this whole process.
Wow.
So everything goes relatively smoothly, and after the official ceremony and the prince recognizing each one of you as individuals, then the social event begins. Everyone starts partaking in drink and socializing and mingling amongst themselves post-ceremony celebration. So this is how the scene starts. Individually, what do you? Is there anything specific you folks do?
Can I head over to a blood doll? Is that polite? I don't know.
I mean, they're being offered, so yeah.
Then yes, I do that.
I'm gonna go talk to the prince because, I don't take handouts.
I'm gonna turn to my sire if she's around, and I'm gonna say, I need to drink, and I'm gonna go find a table full of drinks if there's any around.
Yeah, I'd probably go and get a drink too at one of the tables, but then I would probably just, fall back and assess the room a bit. I'll keep my eyes on everything.
Yeah, so as I As I approach the table full of drinks, I'm gonna look around to make sure nobody is looking. Is there anyone directly looking at?
Sorry, guys. I am having, for some reason, I just lost my.
Recording?
Audio. There we go. Sorry about that. Go ahead.
Rob?
Oh yeah. If is there anyone looking at me as I approach the table full of drinks?
No, I mean, everyone's broken off in their own little groups and cliques, if you will. And everyone, the Primogen are talking to some members of their own clans. Perhaps a couple of the Primogen are talking to the prince about the affairs going on, and all the other childs and their sires are again mingling amongst themselves. So it's no one's particularly looking, paying attention to you.
I'm gonna take as many drinks as I can fit in each hand, and I'm gonna down all of them.
So you're double fisting it, is what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
Nice. The Toreador Primogen, who happens not to be too far away from the table, he looks at you with a raised brow, just as in how uncouth you can almost read his mind, but he doesn't say anything. He just kind of looks at you and then goes back to the conversation he was having.
I just kind of shrug and I keep drinking.
Okay. Is anyone else partaking in the available drinks on the pitchers of drink on the table or blood dolls?
Yeah.
Yes, immediately. Yes.
I'm gonna do it casually though.
A little bit more casual than double fisting?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna casually head over to one of the blood dolls and make nice.
All right. So you take a little bite per se.
Yeah.
Nice. Of course, it's willingly lets you partake into one of the multiple blood dolls around there. All right. Anyone else doing anything during the social aspect of this event?
Talking to the prince.
You're talking to the prince. All right. Yeah. So you go up to Quentin King the Third, and he seems
Probably weren't two.
What's that?
Probably weren't two before him. Just ostentation.
And he's talking to the Tremere and the Malkavian Primogen, with a couple of the elders of those clans around him, and he's just in a little circle, and they seem to, as you approach, you just hear talk about something to do about a cleanup of a building, something or other. Just typical general politics.
Sure.
So you walk up to the prince.
Yeah, I don't say anything until they recognize me because neonates and Insula don't get to speak in the presence of, the city officials or elders without being spoken.
Indeed. So the Tremere Primogen finishes what he was saying, and then in unison, all heads seem to turn to you, and everyone in that little group of about a half a dozen kindred kind of look at you, and so the prince says, "Yes, neonate, what can I do for you?"
Good evening, Prince. Whatever the fuck his name was, the third.
Quentin King. Come on, that's an epic name.
Sure. So I have to wonder if you're taking a page out of the Clan Ventru's book here and you're offering all these libations and blood dolls to everyone and just seeing who's weak enough to take them.
some very interesting looks happen upon the other kindred around him.
That's 100% a Ventrue play.
Yes, and the prince looks at you for a moment, and a corner of one of his side of his mouth kind of goes up to a smirk, and he goes, "And what makes you think I would do that, young neonate?"
It's always important to assess the weaknesses of others. Something to be exploited later. If they can't provide for themselves, if they didn't come full, then clearly they're lacking in some aspect of their on life, and you can either twist that to your own ends, or you can, make a mental note of them as being weak. Or at least have a lack thereof, part of their on life.
So you are trying to say that I am not simply just being generous with this event?
Oh no, I have no doubt as to the benevolence of your largesse. However, I do feel as though that there are ulterior motives to your benevolence.
The Malkavian Primogen, you do know his name. You don't know anything about him, but you do know his name is Keith Liam. Keith says, neonate, that I am not sure I can condone the tone you take with the prince or the accusations you make.
The accusation that the prince is both benevolent and willing to give out his largesse to others, just because there are fringe benefits for him, doesn't mean that I wasn't being sincere in my statement that he was being kind to others. So if you took it that way, I feel as though you may have something against the prince.
Maybe?
I don't know, Prince. I kind of gestured to him. I'm like, this guy.
Make a manipulation and what am I looking for? Manipulation and this could go a couple different ways. I'm trying to think on what ability I want you to. This could go a couple different ways. Let's do manipulation and subterfuge.
Subterfuge. I mean,
and
really
target. No, well, not really a lie, but you're trying to get your point across. I can't really think of a better talent to.
Performance?
I was thinking
politics.
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 Politics. Well, yeah.
Is there a politics?
Yeah, under knowledge
100%
is.
politics.
Yeah, politics. Let's do politics.
Okay.
Yeah. Politics and manipulation.
Boom.
Oh, my.
Oh.
1, 2, 3, 4. Well, 5 minus the 1, 4 successes. Wow. The prince looks at the Malkavian Primogen and just raises his hand and nods his head slightly, and he looks at you and he says, "I like your guile. I do." Now, while you're talking to him, I also want you to make a perception and awareness roll target 8.
Dude. Awareness. Oh my god. Target 8. I'm not gonna get this one. Not super perceptive. Oh, I got 1.
While you talk to the prince, he's talking to you, obviously. and you notice that, but his eyes seem to be going over your shoulder.
Can I follow the path of his gaze if I look over my shoulder?
You could try.
Okay.
So you just, I mean, do you make it overt or covertly?
Oh, I won't be like, what are you looking at? But at the same time, if he switches focus back over to the prince for a moment, I can try and look behind me and see what the hell he was looking at.
No, he's not moving his eyes from whatever he's looking at. He's still talking to you, but his eyes have not moved from glancing over your left shoulder. From whatever he's looking at over your left shoulder. So you just kind of make a casual
Yeah, if I
glance
can
over?
casually glance without being like, hey.
All right. So you just try to make as casual as you can. You notice there's nobody behind you for about a good 15 feet. And then at that point, there are just some random kindred just kind of in a small group kind of socializing. Nobody or nothing really stands out.
All right, I'll make a mental note of them, and then I'll keep an eye on them later after I
Okay.
remove myself from this conversation. It would be rude to be like, all right, peace. And
Yes. So he says, so Mr. Huxley, I am told that your sire approached me to set up when we set up this event, and he told me there's a bit of a contention
between us?
Yes.
Oh yeah, he's a dick. I mean, I was just released from accounting, so yeah, fuck him. If you had asked me an hour ago, I would have been like, no, of course not. I will do whatever my sire asks, but it's not the case anymore. Fuck him.
he kind of smirks, and a couple of the other kindred behind him seem like aghast at your brashness and your boldness, but the prince doesn't kind of seems to, not say he condones it, but he seems to take I can respect that kind of look on his face. He seems to somewhat appreciate your boldness on that level. Now, with that said, let's jump over to who haven't we talked to yet?
Me.
Peanut? All right,
Yeah.
Peanut, what's going on with you?
So I'd just like, to take one of the drinks off of the table and kind of go in the back of the room and assess the situation and, see if I can find someone important and, listen to a conversation if there's anything interesting going on.
Okay. Make a perception or alertness or awareness, whichever you have. Roll target 7. So perception of alertness or one or the other, whichever you have. Alertness or awareness, whichever is higher. Target 7. 2 successes. So you grab. You said you grab a drink, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you grab a drink off the table and you kind of go toward the back a little bit, put your back up against the wall to kind of just be able to see, take everything in. Let me see here. I'm gonna make a roll myself. And you see. The Ventru Primogen. Her name is Joliet McGivens. She's Scottish. And Joliet, she seems to be talking to a couple of her underlings, if you will, some of the other people of her clan, and they seem, you only get bits and pieces, but it seems apparently the local Ventru, there seems to be a little contention with, you hear the word Giovanni, and what you can pick up seems like the Giovanni, which controls a fair amount of, which you know from just being in the local community, the Giovanni, while they're based in Salem, their underworld reach, their mob influence, reaches all the way south to Boston, and they have a pretty. They don't control 100%, but they control a significant portion of the underworld mortal mobster action in Boston. And apparently, one of their holdings in Chinatown is conflicting with some Clan Ventru's plans for that property. And so apparently there's a little point of contention between the Ventru and the Giovanni right now.
Okay, so they're feuding over some property.
It seems that way.
Okay.
But besides that, I mean, one could scratch that up to just typical clan politics. Nothing, there's some other things similar, discussions and little mini drama going on. But nothing's really being said that's really...
Nothing interesting.
Yeah, nothing that's really sticks out like, oh my god, this is a bombshell kind of discussions.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just stay back there sipping on the goblet full of blood that I'm sure that I took.
Yeah.
And yeah, just leaning back and watching the festivities.
Okay. Drac, did we cover you?
I was drinking from a person.
Oh yes, that's right. You're
not sure how much blood pool I gain.
Yeah, I'm going to go over that shortly.
Cool. Yeah, I wanted to know that too.
Yeah, we're going to go over that shortly. So that's everyone, right? We went through everyone?
Yep.
Okay, everyone except Skeptical. I need you to roll perception and alertness target 7.
Does my attentive specialty count for this one?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I have acute senses sight. Would that...
Sight, yes. That would yes. Make
so
my... Yep.
Target 6?
Yep.
Cool. What do I have?
And I'll explain, those of you that get at least one success, I'm going to go back to Skeptical, and you will, what he sees, assume your character sees as well, if you made any successes.
Yeah, because the specialty turns a 10 into 2 successes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, so everyone got at least one success, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Back to you, Donovan.
What?
So the prince is finding, definitely amused at your conversation, and then you see, and then the Essential, Alex Ward, the Ventru, he comes up to the prince. He leans in. And just says a few words very quietly. And the prince says, "My duties. If everyone will excuse me, I have some pressing duties I must attend." And him and Essential seem to move away from the group and into a side room.
All right. Well, that gives me an opportunity to break away as long as there's no other elders that are trying to speak to me or city officials.
No. They seem to go back and start chatting amongst themselves.
Yeah.
Though you feel a tap on your shoulder from behind.
All right. Then I will clearly turn around with a what the hell sort of look on my face.
You see the Nosferatu Primogen. His name is Tobias Dreddle.
I'll try not to look too disgusted since it's the Primogen.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, yes, Primogen. Say his name, Driddle?
Tobias Dreddle.
Dreddle. Okay. Yeah. Yes, Primogen Dreddle. How can I serve you?
He says, well, that was a wonderful ceremony, was it not?
Yeah. I especially like the part where I was given my own voice.
Most child definitely like that. That's usually their attitude when all is said and done.
Don't you feel the same way, Primogen Dreddle? Since you are Primogen, you speak for your entire clan. So if you didn't enjoy that, maybe you wouldn't be Primogen.
He smirks. It says, this evening, I have a very, very strong suspicion that this evening is going to be even more memorable than I anticipated.
All right, hold on. Let me check something. Fuck, I don't have any. No, cool.
And he says, "I just wanted to personally congratulate you."
Okay, now my politics meter's going off. Oh, why? If I could be so bold as to ask.
Before you reply, I need you to roll again perception and alertness target 7.
Okay, 1.
Oh, wait, 1. You do recall now that after he says that, you do recall he does seem to have gone. You do recall a couple other instances you've seen him in the background talk to the other childer who went through the ceremony today. So he seems to be making his rounds. So I just want to make you aware of that before you answer.
Totally have lost my train of thought at this point in time. I don't even know what the fuck I was saying. So, since he is Nosferatu, could I assume that it's possible he was using his cloaking abilities? Because Clan Nosferatu is well known for being able to hide themselves. Is it possible that
Absolutely.
When the Malkavian Primogen was looking over my shoulder, he was in fact looking at this guy?
All right, this is going to become a favorite roll so far. Once again, roll perception and awareness. Perception awareness. Target 6. I'll give you target 6 because he stands out.
Then 1.
You recall, when you think back, you actually do recall the Primogen, and he was the not because they obviously Nosferatu stand out, and obviously this is a Camarilla event, is Elysium, so they're not trying to hide them, they're not like cloaked and hiding their faces or whatnot. They're kind of out in the open, so they do stand out. And you do recall when you were talking to the prince and the prince's gaze, the Primogen was not behind you. He was actually to your right.
Okay.
A bit downfield to your right. He was not behind you.
What? So at this point in time, this guy's clearly got something up his sleeve just because by the way he's talking. Primogen, clearly you know more than I do, and likely will continue to do so because you are so enlightened as an individual. Now, perhaps you would be so benevolent as to share this information with me, as you are clearly hiding an ace or two up your sleeve.
You know, child, do you like to read?
Of course, I spend a lot of time going over financial accounts.
Do you ever like to read fiction?
No.
It's such a shame.
Is it?
Yes, I like to go down to the bowels of the Boston Public Library and read. It's I always like to ask if people reading is such a art that is losing ground these days. It's so unfortunate. Well, if you excuse me, there's certainly others I wish to greet and congratulate. Have a wonderful evening.
Thank you. Yeah, skeptical.
So let's get back to Drac. Now, everyone who has been feeding, you can add 2 blood points to your pool.
Okay.
Oh, good. I'm still starving.
The guy, yeah, and yes,
Hungry, not starving.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Don't believe I'm hungry anymore. I'm at 5.
Nope, you're good. You're good. Yes. So those are you people continuing to feed, or have you stopped
Nope.
at this point?
I'm starving.
I would like to at least get up to 5, if possible.
So you're double fisting some more?
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I'm done. I think once that goblet's ran dry, he's not gonna go and get another one.
Okay.
He wasn't, that thirsty.
Okay. Donovan, you weren't drinking, correct? Or were you? No.
Oh, no.
He's like, hell no, kids.
Never. I'm pretty sure there's a rule that they tell to all young people before they start drinking alcohol is always know who mixed your drinks.
Now you're all blood bonded. Ha ha ha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's thaumaturgy out there,
there
folks.
is. Yeah. Yes, there is. Yes, there is. Oh my goodness. You're not even drinking from the available blood dolls?
Hell no. They could be tainted with whatever.
Well, this is true. This is true. I love the paranoia. I love the paranoia.
It wouldn't be a very good look for the, I don't know, Camarilla if their blood dolls were tainted.
The fucking AIDS and stuff.
He's a fucking Malkavian prince. He can do whatever the fuck he wants to. He could be like, oh, it's a social experiment.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Fallout style.
Yeah.
All right. So now this is we're at this point. Before I move the story forward, is there anything you guys are specifically doing, talking to anyone specific, or anything specific before we move forward?
Do I know any of the other individuals? Like this chat, do I know?
Well, you definitely would have had dealings. Let me just say this across the board. Each of you would have had dealings on some level, and at least on a ancillary level, know your personal clan Primogen. That should go without saying. Beyond that, I will, I mean, you in passing, you certainly may have met the other Primogens or know of them, but you certainly don't. The only one that you could arguably say you have any kind of relationship with, or they would know you, know you personally, would be your own clan Primogen.
Okay. Sorry, didn't mean to cut you off.
No, it's fine. Does that make sense though to everyone?
Yeah.
All right. Do you if you guys want? I mean, I'll be happy to tell you who your primogen is.
Sure.
So what? Give me a clan.
Toreador.
Toreador. Toreador. Your primogen's name is Xavier Nodin.
Of course it is. What's the most ostentatious name we can come up with?
Oh, God, how do you spell that?
Xavier.
Xavier.
Sure. Nodin. Like Odin with an N before it.
Oh, okay.
Xavier Nodin. He is the Toreador primogen.
Cool. I'm actually...
Sorry. Keep
That's
going.
fine. You go. Okay. Anna's definitely going to go pay her respects to the sheriff.
Okay.
Who she knows.
Let's table that just for one moment. We'll get to that in a moment. Let me get to everyone else. Is there anyone else what need to know there?
Who's the Ventru primogen?
The Ventru is Ventru. Oh, Joliet McGivens. Mac Givens, I should say. M-A-C.
Oh,
Givens.
M-A-C. Okay.
She's Scottish. And yes.
I
What
didn't
about
realize
the,
that we embraced then there.
What's that?
Realize that we embraced there. Bunch of sheep herders.
Oh my god. This character's bitter. This is a bitter character. All right, who else do you...
Who's the Gangrel primogen?
Gangrel. His name is... it's a her. Alessandra Noir. Noir. Alessandra Noir. Yes. And that is the Gangrel primogen.
I wanted to go talk to her if possible.
Okay, let me take care of Drac, then we'll get to you. So Drac, you, as I said, you do have a bit of a relationship with Rebecca Gray, the sheriff, Bruja. So you approach Rebecca.
Are there people around her? Is she talking?
She's talking to her hound, Terrace Villas.
Okay, I'm not going to interrupt.
Okay. As you approach her, she stops and she looks at you and she gives you a nod and says, "Good evening, Neonate."
Good evening, Sheriff Gray. I just wanted to thank you again for the domain and the recognition.
Of course. It's while a lot of people think that us sheriffs, the sheriff position, we're supposed to be these cruel, sadistic kindred. That's not always the case. The sheriff's job is to certainly enforce the prince's will and his laws, but if we can assist others in the domain and help keep the peace that way, then that's also part of the job.
Yeah, the mindless leg breakers are the scourge.
Yeah.
All right. I just wanted to offer my services if there was anything you needed help with in the future.
Really?
Bootlick.
She ponders for a moment. She goes, perhaps. Perhaps tomorrow night I may have something for you.
God.
Should I visit you somewhere?
I'll find you.
Okay.
I think I heard the wheels of the plot bus go a-rolling just now.
100%.
You're gonna get run over by it.
All right. Who was it? You, Peanut, that wanted to talk? Who wanted to talk to the?
Booker wanted to talk to the Gangrel primogen.
Yes, Miss Noir.
Oh, yes, Miss Noir. So you approach her. She's She's a woman, looks to be about in her mid to early 30s. She has very unkempt hair. But the rest of her, she's pretty well put together. She's wearing a leather vest, dark slate work pants, and combat boots. And she has various tribal tattoos on her arms.
Good evening, Miss Noir.
She looks at you. She smiles. She goes, "Congratulations on the becoming neonate."
Yes, thank you. My sire advised that I come talk to you, I suppose, and here I am.
Oh, yes. Well, now that you are an individual, if there is any clan or more generally court business that you wish to bring up, I am certainly the person you should talk to now, no longer your sire. As I will be the liaison with any grievances or concerns you have within our clan, or something that you feel needs to be brought to the prince's attention.
Yes, well, I really only wanted to ask what you've been up to these nights. I find myself not having anything to do, really, but hunt, and I suppose...
She arches a brow.
I'm bored. Help me.
She's like, interesting that you mention that. There is some renewed Sabbat pack aggression happening in the Dorchester area that we are putting a coterie together to address in the upcoming nights. If you feel that you have the mettle for that, we could. The prince has asked me to put a small coterie together of gangrel and to counter this pack that is causing this insurgency. If that is something that you feel, again, as I said, you have the mettle for, then I will absolutely be happy to prove your worth to the clan, as well as provide a valuable service to the prince's court.
You're having trouble with one pack?
Well, there are actually several packs, but there's one particular that has been deemed the worst of the offenders, and we want to eliminate.
Well, I guess it's better than nothing, I say with a completely, unamused face and, shrug.
She says, Excellent. I will be in touch in the upcoming nights, so be prepared.
I'll be waiting for that, and I turn around and I kind of start to leave.
And she goes back. To the other gangrels that she was talking to previously. All right. Was there anyone else?
Sure. I'll go talk to the Nosferatu primogen.
Okay. That is Tobias Dreddle.
Dreddle. Okay.
Yep. Dredill. So he seems to be talking to one of the other newly christened neonates, and he just having a little small talk with him. And he turns to look at you as you approach him. And the other neonate kind of nods and kind of shuffles away.
Okay. Hello, Mr. Dreddle. It's a pleasure to see you.
And he nods. He says, "So it seems that we will be having some more interactions going forward now that you are officially part of the Camarilla and the becoming is over with."
Yeah, here's one less fleshy monster that's gonna be hanging around town. Honestly.
Hopefully we are keeping ourselves out of sight.
Oh, of course.
He nods. He nods. He nods approvingly. Excellent.
There's certainly been some benefit hanging with you guys in the sewer.
Well, the Warrens do have their place and do have their advantages. You know, there are many abandoned old subway tunnels in Boston that do prove useful to us. As you know, considering who your sire is.
Yeah, of course. But I don't think I'll ever be able to get used to that smell, which is kind of ironic coming from me.
He kind of chuckles at the humor of it and the irony of it. He says, "Indeed. Is there anything else I can do for you, Neonate?"
Yeah.
Now hold that thought while you're talking to him.
Okay.
What's everyone else doing right now?
I'm probably trying to hobnob with everybody that any movers and shakers in the community, any rising stars, trying to get any leads on potential insider trading opportunities. If I can hear any gossip that's going around.
So you're rubbing elbows with the other Ventru, basically.
Absolutely. Hobnobbing with the best of them.
Okay. Drac, what are you doing?
Probably greeting some people, maybe trying to figure out if there have been any issues with the Sabbat lately, just because invested interests.
Right. And Joker, where were you at?
I'm standing in the middle of the room, just standing still, not doing anything.
Okay. And Peanut, you were talking to Dreddle, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So as you're all doing what you just stated you're doing, the whole floor violently shakes, and you hear this sounds like a cannon boom, but from underneath.
God damn it.
And the whole floor shakes. In fact, a few of the non-kindred are tossed to the floor because of the abruptness and the violence of the movement. In fact, a couple kindred that don't have such great physical stats, in fact, find themselves thrown to a knee. And for a moment after this violent shake and these several loud booms in procession happen, for a brief moment, everything seems, oh, okay, everything's good. Until you start feeling the floor become uneven. And the far side of the room starts leaning up toward your head, and the other side starts going down, and you start hearing creaking and breaking and snapping of wood.
somebody do the fucking deer.
I'm gonna turn into a crow, and I'm gonna fly to like the top of the building, like the rafters, I suppose, or the what's the beam?
How many blood? You do know it to turn. It will take 3 turns, 1 blood point per turn. Now, if you want to do it in 1 turn, you got to burn all 3. It's going to burn 3 blood points. Either you can do that 1 per turn, and it takes 3 turns, which by then might be a little too late, or you can burn all 3 at once and in 1 turn do the transformation.
Yeah, it's
You can't burn
one...
3 in a turn.
Oh, that's right. He
one...
can't. So he has to do the 1 at a time, right?
Yeah.
So it's going.
Well,
yeah.
I can use 2 actually. So that's 2 turns.
You can use 2.
How can you use
Two,
2?
Jen?
9th.
We're both nice, Jen.
Yeah. So you can spend 2 blood points per
Oh,
turn.
that's right. Yeah, 9th. Yeah, 9th. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's 1.
So 2
it's
turns.
1
So it'll take you 2. So 2 in first, and you have 3 blood point, and that will leave you with blood.
Well,
that's 2, right? Yeah, because I fed up to 5.
Right. Okay, so it'll leave you with 2. Okay, yeah, as long as it's going to leave you with some blood, because you can't go to 0.
blood
Yeah.
Just
Yeah. So you're hoping you stay above for 2 turns. So
Yeah. I'm trying to transform as quickly as I can and then fly to safety.
all right. Drac, what's happening with you?
I'm gonna look to see if there's like a safer place in the room or if there's an easy way out, something like that.
Okay.
Somewhere to go. That's a little safe.
Skeptical? Are you going for a swim? Is that what you're basically trying to tell me?
So, you said that the floor is opening up, and it's like...
The floor is like one end of the room is going above the other. It's like if it was like on a fulcrum, and one side's, and that seems to be what's happening. But the floor is definitely showing signs of straight. Like it is basically going to, like Titanic, break in half. Yeah.
Got it. Where's the door?
The door is on the side that is going up.
Okay, that sucks. Alright, well, since essentially saving myself is out, where are the Primogen, Sheriff, Seneschal, Prince?
The last time you saw the Seneschal approach is the Seneschal leaned over, said some words to him, and he said he had court business to attend to, went to a side room.
Okay.
And last you saw, they went into that side room.
Okay.
The sheriff, who was,
Rebecca.
Yeah, Rebecca
Gray.
was, yeah, Rebecca Gray. Anna talked to her, and then you moved on, right, Anna, after you talked to her?
Yeah, probably not too far, but yeah.
Yeah. The last time you saw Anna was talking to the sheriff. Roll, if you want to like take a quick look to see if you can find the sheriff in the chaos. Roll perception and awareness, target 8.
No, I won't look. I don't care that much. She's Gangle.
Okay.
She's Bruja.
Oh, well, I care even less then.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious. Okay. So,
where's the Ventru Primogen?
The Ventru Primogen seems to be in a cluster of other kindreds, kind of start sliding towards, slamming into the far wall, about 30 feet from you.
All right, well, then I'm going to, I don't know, sacrifice my body to try to make sure that his fall isn't as brutal. I'll try to help him.
Okay.
Sorry. Is it
Okay.
a her? Joliet?
Joliet. Yep, that's a her.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
Goddamn Scottish.
It's all their fault, right? This whole thing's happening because she's Scottish.
No, this is 100% the Nosferatu's fault.
This is 100% the Nosferatu's fault.
Without a doubt. That dude was shady as hell. Plus
Shady!
It's happening
Fucking-
under the ground, so this is 100% his fault.
He already has it figured out. Nosferatu, without a doubt.
Even if it wasn't them initiating it, it's their fault because they're supposed to fucking watch for these things.
That is a valid point. In all seriousness, that is a valid point. Did I get it, everyone? Did everyone say what they were doing or what's going on? Who's not me?
I think so.
Storm.
Oh, Storm. What's going on with you, Storm?
So last I knew, I was still talking to the Nosferatu Primogen.
Yep. You were talking to him, and then that happened. And as soon as that happened, the Primogen disappeared before your eyes.
What a dick.
Oh, that's not looking very good for him, is it?
He's like, what a dick. Dick
Which
move.
side of the room was I on?
You were basically in the middle, roughly.
Okay, so around where the ground started to crack.
Where the fulcrum point starts and the boards are buckling, and the floor is definitely within moments this building is going to be snapped in two and half in the ocean.
Okay, so I have Swift for dexterity as a specialty. Would I be able to bolt towards that damn door?
Do you have celerity?
No.
No.
Okay.
I said you were about in the middle of the room.
Mm-hmm.
Are you the one who I said is about in the middle of the room, talking to the Nosferatu? If you make a Dex and Athletics roll, target 9.
Oof.
You may be able to make it.
It's not so bad. You can do it.
You got this.
There you
Come
go.
on.
Encouragement.
Maybe.
You could always spend a willpower.
Oh!
Terrible.
Is that a botch?
That is not a botch because, well, yeah, it is. It's a botch
What?
because none of
It's
those
a
are.
botch.
Oh, so he's actually at -1. Yeah.
Negative.
Yeah, that's.
As you
Oh, no.
rush to
Face
try to
plant.
as you try to rush to get to the door as the floor is literally coming up perpendicular, you're scrambling, using your fingers as claws to grab onto the wood to get up, and you're about halfway there, and you're in the door you think, oh my god, the door's, I'm halfway there, I'm gonna make it, and then this kindred who is near the door loses his footing, who was trying to get to the door too, falls downward, bangs into you, and you both go tumbling down to the far end of the building.
Figured
Okay,
out
I'm
who
gonna
that
call
is.
whoever-
Vendetta.
Exactly.
What's that?
I was like, you little fucking shit.
Yeah. So you're at the end of the building, just not the end of the building you wanted to be at.
Okay, so now I'm in danger of taking a bath. All right.
Yep. Basically. So next turn. Oh yes. Did I get to
didn't
everyone?
really. I said I was an SS, but I didn't really get.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
So I assess the room to see where save points are and that kind of thing.
Oh yeah. There is on the side, there are some large bay windows. I mean, you could either go down with the building or you could jump through maybe make it to the window if you go through. You're still going to take a dunk either way. You're going to take a pretty big fall either way. It's, do you want to ride the building down into the water, or do you want to jump through the window? That's kind of your two options, considering where you're at.
Knowing that, can I look for the sheriff?
Yeah, if you want. Yeah, if you want to take a quick glance again, perception and awareness, target 8.
Yeah, and I have acute sight, which is -2 to sight-based rolls, I think.
Is that true, Donovan?
Yeah,
okay, so 8, 7, 6. So you got a standard roll in.
Okay, for perception and alertness, or
correct.
So
awareness.
Awareness.
Perception
6.
awareness. Okay. And Dice Maiden says
6.
Oh wow.
Nice.
That's impressive. You quickly look over and you scan, but you do not see the sheriff anywhere.
Okay.
It's another one of them. They're in cahoots.
Right. It's just like.
Can I use celerity to still do a thing?
Oh, you got celerity?
Yeah.
Oh, what are you trying to do?
I'm gonna just bolt for the windows.
How many dots of celerity you got?
Only the one.
Well, that's so fair. Let's see. I will dexterity roll the dice of dexterity, athletics, and celerity. All of that. Roll dice. Target 8.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. I think that's 9 dice. So 9d10, target 8. Oh, I forgot the X.
Oh!
Nope.
Oh my God. What are the odds?
It's a lot of 4s.
I roll a lot of weird numbers. That's all I can say.
You try to scramble your celerity, you're going, and then these two kindred who are falling kind of bump into you.
There's so many falling kindred in here.
I absolutely memorized their faces.
It's our two friends who.
Fucks.
Yeah. So now it's 3 tumbling kindred to the far end of the room.
Let the bodies hit the floor.
Suckers.
And you were so close to the window too.
I'm keeping account for you guys. I have tumbling kindred 3.
Tumbling kindred.
Those are the people that need to die.
Okay, so that's it. That is everyone now, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then you hear another couple cannon booms coming from underneath, and then the entire structure you feel just drops out from under you. And for a brief moment, you know what it's like to be in space because you're in free fall.
Sweet.
And then, unfortunately, that does not last. Because the next thing you know, you're crashing down into a bunch of splintered wood and water, and a roof is coming down on top of you. Everyone make...
This is really bad.
Oh, did I not make it out?
What were you doing again?
I turned into a bird.
Oh, the second turn.
Yeah.
Well, it is a second turn. Well, okay.
It happens at the end of the turn. Is when the
Yeah. Well, the other thing is, even if you did turn into a bird, you still got the roof coming down to kind of trap you.
Okay, I'm gonna. Well, if I get to turn to a bird, I'm gonna be flying down.
Right? Yeah, but it does happen at the end. I don't know. At the end of this turn, you'll be a bird. I don't know how good. I don't know how good that'll do you.
Not yet.
But you all end up into this the salt bath with a lot of splintered wood, with the smell of burning wood around you, with the sea salt as well, filling your nostrils.
Bath
And-
salt.
Yep. And thankfully, none of you have to breathe. So that's a good thing.
Breathing's for suckers.
It is. Unfortunately, as I said, the entire building splinters, breaks, falls into the pylons give way. The remaining pylons fall into the ocean. The roof comes crashing down on top of you. Everyone consider resist against 5 points of bashing damage.
What kind of roll is that?
It's stamina. Are we
Yeah,
allowed dodge
stamina.
or?
I will allow dodge because there's like large chunks falling. It's not just one complete. It's pieces. So
Not
I'll arguably I'll say you could say dodge would work because you could you could make your way through these beams and everything falling down. So yeah, I'll say dodge applies.
So stamina.
I'm still
And armor.
I'm still using my human stats, right? Because
Yeah.
Yes, correct.
Stats are not good. Okay,
Correct.
yeah, all right.
Thankfully for you, that is correct.
So dodge is what?
It's a skill in other systems. In the V20 system, they got rid of it. Sorry.
Yeah,
I
it's
think
Dex and
Security and
hang on.
athletics.
Dex?
It's hang on one second here.
It should be.
Dodge.
Should be Dex and athletics. I forget.
Yeah, I want to say it's. Doesn't that sound right, Brian? Dex and athletics.
Usually, but hold on.
Hang on, yeah.
75.
Should be in like combat.
Dex athletics.
Yeah. So roll Dex athletics, target 6.
Eight.
So the number of successes reduces the bashing damage, correct, Brian?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Target.
basically, however many successes you get, minus that from the 5.
Well, yeah. So like,
And
if they
then
roll
it's,
an amazing amount, that's like how much damage is base at that point in time, and then usually it's stamina to like.
Oh, to soak.
Soak it.
Yeah, we got to soak.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to do soak once we get to that. Once we figure
Yeah.
out.
So is it dodge and then soak?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna soak.
So down to 3.
Yep.
So I dodged 3
So
successes.
your soak is
So
your
you're down to
stamina unless you have, is it potence or
Armor, fortitude.
fortitude? That's what I'm thinking. Fortitude. Yeah.
Cool. So 2 damage.
Okay, so it's 2 bashing damage you've taken.
Yeah.
I would take
Yep.
2 bashing damage also.
Okay, so just make a note on that on your character, guys.
Which one is
I
that?
just flat roll
It's on the
the
health
stamina
chart.
episode.
So a bashing damage is just a single dash.
Okay.
You don't take wound penalties from bashing damage. So
Yeah.
you get a single dash through bruised, and then you put a single dash through hurt.
Okay, thanks.
So as you fall, beams and sharp.
Okay, but stamina it's just a flat roll for stamina for soak.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unless you
Okay.
have
Unless you have
armor
fortitude.
or fortitude. Yeah,
Or
armor.
if you're wearing body armor.
Yeah.
So it's you take what you rolled on the dodge, right? And then you take that from the 5,
Yep.
and then you soak it,
Yep.
and then you also cut that in half. Yeah, so I took no.
Oh, what do you mean cut it in half?
Because vampires cut
Don't think of
bashing
it.
damage.
He's just telling you you're taking that much bashing damage. A building's falling on you, so don't
Yeah.
don't,
Yeah,
take-
don't-
don't cut that in half.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, this
Yeah, so
particular
that's-
instance you don't do the half, yeah.
All right.
How many beams were falling again? Were we dodging? I should say.
I'm sorry, say again?
How many debris were we dodging?
Just one dodge. I'm just doing a one big universal dodge.
Oh, Okay.
Yeah, we're not
How
going to do
successful
multiple.
Were you at getting out of the way of the big pieces?
Yeah, basically, that's what I'm worried about. So, did we all? Are we all resolved on that?
So resolved.
Yeah.
Okay. So, we're all underwater. To various degrees. Now, I need everyone to make a Dex and athletics check. Target 7.
Okay.
Can I spend the willpower on this roll?
If you choose to. Yep.
Target.
So I got
7?
3 because of my special.
Okay. So you everyone who got at least one success was able to avoid debris pulling them down to the bottom.
Fuck yeah.
Yay.
So, did everyone get at least one success?
Yeah.
I got 4.
Okay, perfect. So, at this point, you are all treading water as best as you can with an undead body. In the debris of a lot of wood. What's that, Brian?
We still have air in our bodies. We just don't need to use it. Like, in order to speak, we still need air.
Oh,
but
right.
We don't utilize it the same way. So our bodies float in a lot of ways better than a living body would.
Really? I thought I read that. Wasn't what? Or am I thinking of something else? I thought I read that the bodies don't really float that well in Masquerade. Or am I thinking of something else?
I've never read that, but it's.
Oh, really? Okay. No. If that's no, I definitely I've read so much vampire lore that from all sorts of sources that I'm probably confusing my thing. So no, that's fine. But I mean, either case, I was going to say you're floating anyway to some one level of difficulty or another. Considering you got these big, sharp shards of metal and wood sticking out of the water. Some of the building now that is above water has caught fire. Certain pieces in the upper parts have caught fire. You see the pylons that were holding this building over the water. The tops of them are scorched, smoldering. Clearly, that's where the explosion came from. And you and a bunch of other, and there are like a whole handful of kindred, all scattered throughout the water in a pretty large area. It's pretty hard to really see who's where and who's who in this chaos, in the darkness, in the water. Who was going for the door that got whacked?
I fell on my face.
Is that you, Peanut?
Yeah.
Yeah. So when that random kindred near the door tumbled, banged into you, and then you banged into Drac, you guys are kind of near each other because you guys all tumbled basically down together. So you guys are basically together more or less. You find yourselves not too far away from each other. Brian, you find yourself a little bit closer to shore than them. You're still in the ocean.
Fucking Nosferatu. This is a $1,500 suit.
And well, yeah. Not only is there salt water all clearly all in the suit, but it kind of got torn up by the shards of wood that you dodged as you were falling.
Piece of shit.
Yep. It's yeah. Your suit. A charity wouldn't take it at this point. Hate to break it to you.
Damn it. There's no excuse to look disheveled.
And but so you're a little bit closer to shore. Drac and Peanut, you actually see them about 50 feet away from you. As I said, they were a little farther out, a little bit deeper, but You see them. That makes and Joker. You've turned to a bird, and you're now standing on a piece of driftwood in the ocean.
Bird.
Did I get wet?
Oh yeah, you're wet.
Oh shit.
What kind of bird?
A crow.
Oh, I don't think crows can handle that.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah. Your flight is kind of screwed.
yeah.
That's why you're standing on a piece of driftwood at this point.
Yeah, I'll shake off as much water as I can. And I'll
Okay.
just kind of stand there.
Okay. And that's everyone, right? We got everyone?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, what are you guys doing?
I want to look. And can I see who fucking fell on me?
He's not letting that go. Okay, let me make a roll here.
Yeah,
Let me
I'm gonna
make a
see who
roll.
fucking.
Oh.
We want names, Peter.
We
Names.
got names.
It was.
It wasn't any of the primogens.
Well, that's good, because it would be
Interestingly enough.
unfortunate to have to kill
Yeah.
them.
It would be unfortunate to kill the primogen. It was actually do you know this person? Roll intelligence and etiquette.
Oh,
Oh
yes.
boy.
Target 6.
Who's doing this role?
Oh, wait. no,
The
that's
person looking to who bumped into him. Fell into him.
So basically, I'm not gonna get this.
His name? I mean, I'm there too. Should I also make this roll? I don't know.
Target what again?
I mean,
Target
you got
6.
bumped into, right? If you got
Yeah, I
bumped
did.
into, make the roll.
Yeah, if you want to try to realize who bumped into you.
Oh,
I'm not
hey.
gonna make it. Target 6. Oh, I made a success.
Yeah. You realize that the person who fell into you by accident was Tessa Grimm, she who is the Harpy Toreador.
Oh fuck.
Can't do much there.
Oh,
She's the
And she's trying to tread water, trying to
she's
get
the
to
social
shore.
conscience of the group, and she will fucking ruin you if you try to
Alright.
go after her.
I'm gonna try and help her then.
Okay, it went from I want to kill her to I'm gonna help her get to shore.
I mean, like, if she trips on a piece of wood and drown, but like until then.
Yeah,
yeah.
help her to her death.
So Tessa, seems to be appreciative as she looks like she took a bit more damage than you did. She looks pretty banged up, and her Versace dress is definitely ruined.
Tragedy.
It is.
And so you're helping Tessa to get to shore. What
When they come to shore, I offer to replace her dress, whatever the cost.
So you're making your way, you're swimming, making your way
Oh.
to shore.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Whatever I can do to ease, her burdens.
Because those are burdens. Those are serious burdens right there.
First world problem.
Priorities. Hashtag fucking first world problems. Peanut, what's going on with you, my friend?
I'm gonna follow them. I would help, but I'm a wet corpse that probably smells worse wet than he did dry. So I don't think she would appreciate my help too much.
Valid.
I mean, it'd be a love-hate situation. Like, I appreciate the help, but you're kind of disgusting. So
Yeah,
it'd be like, I mean, basically she probably would take your help till she got to shore, and then it'd be, let me get the fuck away from you, Thanks, but I gotta go. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll help.
So you're gonna help the little cluster of kindred that are now making their way to shore?
Yeah.
Okay. And Peanut. So Joker, what's going on with you, my friend?
Have I regained my ability to
Probably take another couple turns of you. You know how birds shake off the water, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need another turn till you get the flight back in your feathers.
So
Or you could or by will, you can choose to go back to your normal humanoid form. I mean, it's up to you.
yeah, I'm going to kind of like dip my bird foot my foot into the water and try to like row the piece of wood over to shore.
I mean, just by the current, I mean, basically, yeah, okay. I mean, you can certainly do that. It take you a while, but yeah, okay, fair enough.
Yeah, until I regain my ability to fly, that's what I'm going to be.
Okay, so whoever happens to look, you see in the distance this bird on a piece of driftwood, using its little clawed foot to try to push itself closer to shore. All right. So Anna.
Yeah.
Virgil, and Sydney. Because Peanut, you're a bird, correct?
No.
No,
that's me.
Joker. Sorry. Anna, Sydney, and Mr. Jackson. You are you make it to shore with the Tessa. Your clothes are waterlogged, ripped. You smell slightly of burnt wood and salt and sea salt. You see in the distance some other kindred making their way to shore and scrambling up the walkways and boardwalk to go wherever they're going to regroup. You do notice that considering the number of people, or kindred I should say, that were at the event, definitely seems like this fair an amount not equatable to what started that made it to shore. There certainly seems to be less than what you figure you should be seeing of these various kindred making it to shore. But you've all made it to shore now. The next turn, your feathers are dry enough to fly back to at least to get you to shore.
Right, so I'm gonna like fly over to shore and kind of walk around, as just seeing everyone who made it back.
You're gonna like do like a little fly around.
Yeah.
Okay. You're not able to get a lot of height. You're still a little waterlogged, but you're good enough to fly. Fly around a little bit to kind of see. You notice. Make a perception and alertness. Target 7. Oh, nice.
2.
Nice roll. This is what you see. You see well, actually, I got to make a roll here. Give me a second. Oh, okay. Wow. That was really good on your part. Among some of the miscellaneous kindred, some of the other childs who became neonates. Aside from some of them and some of their sires, you see some of them making it to shore. No one of particular note. Of the people of note, you do notice on a primogen level, the Bruja primogen, the Malkavian primogen, and the Ventroprimogen, you do notice them that they at various points along the beach, they've made it back to shore.
Good.
Are there any animals around? Like, I don't know, any seagulls or something?
At this time of night, they're kind of like sleeping. I mean, they're around. They're sleeping though. They're they're not, seagulls aren't nocturnal. So I mean, they are nesting along, along some of the craggy parts of the waterfront.
I'm gonna spend 1 blood to heal the 2 bashing I took.
Okay.
And I'm gonna try to get to a working phone. I'm guessing my cell phone is waterlogged.
Make.
Unless I have
Let me make a roll.
water-resistant ones.
I mean, water in itself, well, usually modern cell phones, they can take water, but it's the falling and smashing that I want to roll for.
Oh
Gotcha.
boy.
I'm gonna use
the screen is shattered.
Hooker!
It still works. It looks like it's still like trying to show you something. It's still functional, but the screen is shattered.
Then I'll just
Like
use Siri.
it doesn't work. Oh, okay. I'll use Siri. Yeah. All right. You pull out
Siri, call my driver.
calling driver. It rings after on the 3rd ring. Yes, sir.
Please come pick me up at Loki, whatever the address is. You're gonna find a big destroyed building there. I'm down by the water.
Sir, just to let you know, there apparently fire rescue is on the way to your location.
Okay. Well, we'll leave. Thank you for letting me know.
And
meet me around the corner then, the block nearby.
I will be there in 5 minutes.
Excellent. All right, so I hang up with them. Hey, heads up, everybody. We should 23 skidoo because the police and fire rescue are on their way here, and I'm guessing they're going to have questions like, "Why aren't you dead?"
All right. So, Drac, what's going on with you? So you've helped the harpy. The harpy has thanked you.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can spot anything suspicious.
Roll perception and awareness.
Okay.
Target 8.
Target 8. And is it a sight roll? Because again.
Yes.
Cool.
So use your bonus.
6.
Need something found, just ask her. Good God.
Yes. She was an investigator for like 20 years, so. Yeah. 2 successes.
Okay.
It's
You also I need you to roll intelligence and investigation.
Oh, okay. That's not so bad. And I have a specialty in search for investigation.
Yep.
So 60, 10, and the target.
You get your 2 bonus, so it'll be a standard roll 6.
Okay. 2 successes.
Okay.
Oh wait, is that 3? Because it's a 10.
1.
yeah. Well, as long as your specialty applies, it's still 3.
Yep. Well, no, the one eliminates the 10.
Right. Oh yeah,
and
you're right.
2.
The one eliminates
2.
the 10, so it's 2.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
It
Well, no,
always
it's still
takes
2
away
successes.
The highest number first.
Yep. So you you notice in the distance, you can't really tell who, but you see 2 kindred talking or it looks like at first you think they're like just trying to help each other to shore.
Mm.
And then you see one figure make a swift movement to the other, and the other figure, there is a flash, and you see the body disintegrate.
Holy
Oh.
shit!
Can I use aspects
God.
to try and enhance my sight further to figure out, like, identify the face?
Oh, if you have heightened senses, it's always active.
Yeah.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yep. Unless you specifically say you're turning it off, it's always active.
Cool.
Now, keep in mind, this is the reason because these figures look like they're like half an inch high. I mean, they're like pretty far down. That's why. So it's, you know.
I mean, yeah, I have really, really good sight, and then I also have heightened, which is why I was like, maybe I can see it. I don't know.
Maybe you could hear it, for fuck's sake. Like, what'd he
Yeah.
say?
Oh, that's true. Can I hear it?
You heard the name Frank.
Frank.
As in the person who did the stabby called the person that got turned to dust.
Okay. Can I head that way?
Roll. I need. Do you tell? Well, you're keeping this to yourself for the moment, correct?
Oh, I guess I can share it with the people around me. Like, hey, that guy just got fucking stabbed.
Then I guess that would pique my interest. if people are getting stabbed, then I want to
Like,
make sure
oh shit,
I don't.
someone got dusted.
Jesus Christ! All right, so do we see anything?
You I assume like you point to down the far
Yeah.
end of the beach.
I gesture.
Roll everyone that cares to look. Perception and awareness. Target 8.
I'm guessing not me.
Not you. No, you've already made all your rolls.
Woo! 1.
Well,
Alright, I got
you didn't see the stabby, because that she mentioned that after the fact.
Right.
But you do see a figure. Clearly, you can't tell who it is. Not even gender. It's just as again, it's at the far end of the beach. It's like half an inch tall, by your perception. But you do see this figure where she pointed to, running farther down the beach and starts going up a metal access staircase to get back up to the main dock area.
Sure.
I'm gonna fly after the figure.
Okay, so you start heading down that way.
Yeah.
Okay, so you start flying toward the direction of the stabby person.
Well, this turned into a foot chase, so I'm out.
Okay, he says, "Give it not. Fuck this."
Alright.
Okay.
Um,
Now, did you Anna, did you tell them the name you heard, or just, hey, this guy got stabby?
Probably just the stabby.
Okay.
I'll teach them
Let me. So just you. I just need you to make this roll.
Yeah.
Intelligence and politics.
Would this be vampiric knowledge?
Yes.
Okay, so I get up on -1 because cool.
Okay, so target 6.
For, which was it again? Politics and intelligence?
Yes.
Oh, good, 2 dice. Okay. Target 6. I should just share things with people around me. I won't know what they mean. Oh, I got 1.
Oh.
nice.
The name Frank kind of rings a bell because you do know during your little, around, during the the social event. You did, in passing, meet a Frank. He was one of the sheriff's hounds.
Oh shit! Can I still take actions this turn, or am I done?
Did you do anything beyond realizing who Frank was?
I looked for and found Frank.
Oh, what do you want to do?
I'm gonna look around for the sheriff or any of the other hounds who I maybe know.
Okay, we'll get back to that. We'll get back because that'll take a little bit because there's a lot of chaos going on right now.
Yeah.
Peanut.
I will be right back. Well, first thing, since we got on shore, I want to put my damn hoodie up over my head.
because hashtag priorities.
Exactly. And then you said I would have seen the kindred running up the stairs.
Yeah, at the far end of the beachhead, yeah.
Okay, I would like to see.
Like he's like about a quarter mile up. Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's a while. That's a distance.
Yeah, that's why I said they look like little miniatures, to you, little ants.
Yeah. Okay. Is there any manhole access nearby?
Not down here now. You're just on a very small, rocky, craggy beach that's only about 30 feet wide, and then there's basically a cliff that goes up to the main, the main dock. You're no, there's no manholes down here.
Okay, so I guess I'm gonna have to use Mask of 1,000 Faces because I'm gonna have to take the street.
Okay.
So manipulation press.
So what are you doing with Mask of 1,000 Faces?
So Mask of 1,000 Faces. Sorry.
Oh, go ahead,
Yeah,
Brian.
I'm gonna. Yeah, you can say it.
Usually it transforms you into the person the beholder is most likely to see. So it's a different person depending on who looks at
Oh,
it.
okay. I see what you're saying. Yeah. Okay. So they'll just see probably a
So if
nondescript.
the cops show up, they'll see another cop. If firemen show up, they'll see another fireman.
Oh, okay.
That way he draws the least attention to himself. That's the point.
Yeah, fair enough. So you activate that?
Yeah.
Does that require a blood use?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
So -1 blood point.
Okay.
Okay. Fair enough. Let's see. Did we get everyone but the Raven?
Raven was chasing after the guy.
Yeah. I want to get to him. Yeah. I want to get to him if we've done everyone else.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. So, as you start flying as quickly as you can manage to the down the beachhead, by the time you get to there, the figure has made its way up the wrought iron staircase to the main level of the docks, and you fly around trying to see who you can see. You see a couple gangbangers running around the docks. Couple wannabe gangbangers, some kids tagging one of the buildings. You notice a couple apparently ladies of the night talking to some people in a pulled up car. But you definitely don't see anyone that really stands out to you as kindred or someone trying to get away from the area.
are there any animals at all around here?
There's definitely a lot of rats. And that's the predominant animal in this area in the on the dock front at this time of night.
I'm gonna swoop down to the rats, and I'm gonna use animalism to talk to.
Okay. You fly down to an alley next to a dumpster where some rats are feeding on some refuse. And what do you ask them?
Did you see someone who? Did I get? No, I didn't get any sort of physical description of that guy.
That was way, yeah, we were too far away to get. You just saw it was all just like a silhouette. That's all you saw because they were so far away and it's so dark at night.
I asked them if they saw anyone who sort of, it didn't seem right because animals don't like kindred.
Mm-hmm.
And if they also seem to be running away from anyone.
Let me make a roll. Unfortunately, they said they tell you nothing like that. They haven't seen anything like that tonight.
All right, I'm gonna roll to command them to look for someone like that.
Okay.
So that's difficulty 7.
And there are 3 rats in the immediate area.
Should I roll for all of them?
I'll do it as a group. That's fine. So you did get one success?
Yeah.
All right.
That's one success.
So what do you tell them specifically to do?
I tell them to look for someone who seems suspicious, running away, right?
Mm-hmm.
And who also doesn't seem quite right. So, like, gangbangers wouldn't necessarily be one. Basically, a vampire who is running away. I'm telling them to look for that.
Mm-hmm. All right, and they acknowledge your request and they scatter.
So I'm gonna fly up and I'm gonna keep looking myself.
Okay. So while you're doing that, the people on the beach, you start hearing sirens in the distance.
Am I still looking for any of Sheriff Gray's people?
What do you mean?
Like, have I found someone? Because that's what I'm doing right now.
Oh, at this point, all the kindred who had pushed themselves out of the water, they've all scattered.
Okay.
There's really no one else on the beach except you guys at this point.
I don't know about y'all. I'm getting the fuck out of here.
That sounds like a good idea.
Yeah. I have my driver come pick me up.
Okay.
No change.
Are you letting them come with you, or you guys?
Sure. If anybody wants to ride with me, I can drop you back at wherever the hell your apartments are or hovels.
Hovels.
Sure. I should get in contact with Sheriff Gray, so I'll take the ride.
Okay. So you guys hop in his nice luxury sedan, 4-door sedan.
Money talks.
And
In our gross clothes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have a towel we can put on the seats?
It's fine. Don't worry about it. I'll have them go clean later.
Sure.
So you 3 are in that, and where are you? Sydney, where do you tell your driver to go?
Well, first I have him drop off the others wherever they want to go, but then I'm gonna go back to my place and.
Well, I mean
have another
your immediate destination. Like as soon as you get in, is it just like drive, get the hell away from here, or do you have a specific
get away.
place to?
Let's get away from the sirens first. Once we
Okay.
lose the fuzz, then it's on to other things. So
You mean you don't want to deal with the 5-0?
I would prefer not to. They have annoying questions like, "Were you responsible for this?"
Those annoying questions.
Yeah.
Yeah. Damn, those annoying questions. Okay. So you just say you see the sirens go in the opposite direction.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. So as you pull you pull away and go deeper into Southie, away from the docks district, and police and fire pass you. As you do, with no incident there. I want to jump to Virgil. So you're staying in crow form, correct?
Yes.
Yes. So how long do you wait for for your rodent friends to return?
Well, if I don't find anyone myself, I'm gonna go fly down to the ground and wait for the.
Okay. So go back to the alley you met him?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you fly around. Again, you don't see anyone beyond the expected kind of, kind mortals that you expect to see at the docks this time of night. Though the explosion has, definitely created some interest, and there's some groups of people forming along the edge, the balcony area, the edge of the waterfront, kind of looking at the smoke and small fires rising from the now destroyed warehouse pier. But aside from what you would normally expect in that, you really don't notice or see anybody of real interest.
All right. And the rats.
One of the rats says empathetically to you that it did run into one of your kind about 2 blocks away, and it got in a large vehicle, as it describes it, and drove away. Not as the driver. It was picked up.
Motherfucker.
And it headed toward downtown.
Can I...
In the direction of downtown. Whether it went to downtown, you don't know, but it went into the direction of downtown.
So I'm going to... Well, I'm going to ask the rats to keep an eye on anything that happens in the area where the dock fell, like the explosion area, the crime scene. I'm going to tell them keep an eye out if anything happens over there, if the cops find anything. And how much time do I have until sunrise?
At this point, see, probably the event started probably around 8, 9, 10. It's probably about it's probably a little after midnight at this point.
Oh, plenty of time.
Yeah.
Because the ceremony started at 8 p.m. sharp. The ceremony lasted for about an hour and a half, and then the social event, another hour and a half, and then all this brouhaha happened. So yeah, it's around midnight right at this point.
I asked the rats if they caught any of the details from the truck, particularly the license, the number, the thingy.
They did not.
No, okay.
They don't even understand what numbers and letters are.
Well, nothing to do, I guess. I'm gonna head over to I guess a park close around here.
Okay.
Yeah, and if anything else happens, I don't know, because I'm gonna
yeah, if you fly inland a little bit away from the docks, you get to the you get deeper into Southie or the South End, and there's a lot of, it's a very residential, a lot of 2-3 family houses, parks and places like that. So it's very not too hard to find a park if you fly inland a little bit.
Did I ever find out if my sire made it out?
You don't know. You didn't see him. Doesn't mean he didn't make it out. You just didn't happen to see him. Yeah,
I don't know. I'm gonna earth meld, I guess, and just rest in the park if there's no one around, of course.
Okay. So Sydney and crew. Where do you guys what do you guys decide? What's your plan of action?
Honestly, we should probably report this shit.
I'm sure that I'm sure that the establishment knows what the hell's going on. Like, I'll check in with my Primogen, because honestly, fuck my sire. I hope he was there and didn't make it. So I'll check in with my Primogen because I saw him, and then I will see if he has any information that he's willing to share about whether or not the prince is fine, or whether or not we have any suspects as to what the hell happened, and leak that I saw the Nosferatu Primogen and the sheriff acting super fucking shady.
That would be good, because if we didn't even try to give any information, that kind of reflects badly on us.
Exactly.
And I consider Sheriff Gray something of a friend, so I definitely want to make sure that she's kept abreast of the situation.
Okay, so who wants to go first with their phone call?
Ladies first. Go ahead.
Do I have is my phone working? I don't know.
Let me roll.
Oh boy.
It's just like just like Sydney's. It's working, but the screen is smashed.
Okay, so first I'm actually going to place a call to what did we call him? Bobby Gangbanger?
Bobby Gangbang.
I'm just going to see...
Siri, call Bobby Gangbanger.
Who the fuck is this guy again?
Okay,
she's just a low-level gangbanger.
Yeah, she doesn't know his last name, so we just made up a name. Her character doesn't actually know what his last name is. She just knows his first name because he's just a ganger. So just as a joke, since she doesn't know his last name, we just decided his last name's Gangbanger. So he's Bobby Gangbanger. It's not his real last name, but
Yeah, more accurately, yeah.
So you call now. Bobby doesn't know your true nature, correct?
No, no way.
Yeah. So what? Okay. Let me see if Bobby answers. After about 4 rings, just when you think you're about to go to voicemail, Bobby picks up. You can hear the phone. You know how someone, when they're not expecting a call and they reach for the phone and it drops and they're shuffling and they're trying to get it? Yeah. You hear that. You hear kind of R&B, not R&B, hip-hop kind of dance music playing in the background. and you hear a woman's voice in the background, like say, "What the fuck you answering that phone for?" And he's like, "Shut up, girl. I got business." He goes, "Hello?"
Yo, Bobby, you busy?
Goes, "I'm banging my girl. What do you think? What else do you do this time of night? What the hell do you want?"
Gross.
I'm looking for information. If you can put me in contact with any of your friends in around the docks in Southie, I'll pay good money.
You when you were saying that, you heard him. He was about to interrupt you, but then when he said money, he stopped. He stopped, and he's like, "Oh, so you want to do business?"
Yeah, business.
Business.
What else would I call?
Bobby likes business. It's like, and then you hear, "Get away from me, girl. I got money to make." He goes, "Go take a shower or go do whatever you got to do. I got business here." So you hear him.
Also, to clarify, this is not on speakerphone.
So you hear him kind of adjust himself, like he's getting up from laying down, and he's like, "So how much business we talking about? Like how
Money? How much money?
Yeah. How many Franklins we talking?"
What's a Franklin?
Oh, it's $100 bill. Sorry.
Oh, okay. 1 Franklin for every useful piece of information you can get me.
Oh,
Yeah.
Bobby likes that.
Jesus, this guy.
Bobby likes that. Now we're talking business. Go. So what kind of information? So what in Southie do you want to know specifically?
There was a fire at a warehouse today, and
Okay.
someone was seen.
Oh, is that what that noise was? I heard. We
Yeah.
heard. We thought someone was doing fucking fireworks.
Yeah, that was what that noise was. Anyway,
fuck.
Yeah, I'm investigating, and someone was seen leaving the scene of the crime. I just want to know if anyone's seen, anyone looking suspicious in the area, that kind of thing.
Anyone
not a local.
I know a few people who kind of sling rock down that way. I'll see what they say, and if they tell me anything good, I'll give you a ring back.
Okay. And to clarify, a Franklin for you and a Franklin for the person who gives me the information. So 2 for you.
Oh, well, now we're talking. Now we're talking. He goes, "All right, I'll talk to you later." And then right before he hangs up, you hear, "Hey, girl, get your ass back over here." Click.
Ugh.
Oh my god.
God damn this guy.
Okay.
All right. So that was Anna. Sydney, did you say you were making a phone call?
Yep. I'm calling the Ventru Primogen. Joliet McGibbons.
Yes, Joliet.
So I called Joliet. I'm like, "Good evening, Primogen. I'm so sorry that things have gone so awry. I was calling to inquire as to whether or not you know of the whereabouts of the prince or the seneschal, the other Primogen, if we know where any of the city officials are. I know that you and a few other city officials made it out, including the Harpy, which is excellent. I'm so happy that you're safe. Now, I have to inform you that if we don't know who's responsible for this bombing or whatever caused the building to implode like that, the Nosferatu Primogen was acting very shady and made illusions as to something big happening later that evening. And also, I believe that the sheriff is in cahoots with him because they both seem to be. Oh, fuck yeah, I'm sitting right next to you. Anyway, so because the two of them were both acting in a, shall I say, bad way? Oh, man, I'm losing all my words right now. I'm on my 3rd beer. Normally I can string a sentence together, but not right now. Any case, I think the sheriff warrants a little bit of investigation at this point in time, too.
There's a long silence on her end of the phone. She goes, "I see. So, where are you exactly?"
I'm in my car, moving away from the scene because I didn't want to have to speak to the police.
I see. Very good. And so you will be at your normal address tonight?
Possibly. Why?
Well, we definitely want to have a clan meeting about this incident, and
We're having a clan meeting between just you and I, or everyone in the clan is coming to my haven?
Yes. Well, myself.
I'm putting her on speakerphone without letting her know.
Yeah. Yes. Myself and a few of the other notable Ventru. We certainly want to understand what's going on. As far as we understand, the prince, his sensual, and a few of the other primogen are missing, and presumed they've reached a final death.
I take her off speakerphone real quick before I start talking again. That is terrible news. So at this point in time, do we have to assume that there is going to be some sort of power struggle for the position of prince in the domain? I did find it odd that so many new kindred were being embraced this evening. 12 in one night is, or not embraced, but acknowledged this evening. I did find it odd that there are so many newcomers. Could you talk about that? Putting her back on speakerphone.
She says, well, that seems to be a bit of a moot point, as out of that dozen, only yourselves and two others survived, from my understanding.
Taking her off speakerphone. Could you tell me who those other two that survived were? Did they leave early, or were they just lucky? Back on speaker.
They fished themselves out of the water.
Okay, off speakerphone. Well,
so as you can imagine, this is a very delicate situation. We certainly do not need the other sex in the area to catch wind of the precarious situation the Camarilla court finds itself in. So, so that's why we feel.
Who do you feel is under suspicion right now on speakerphone?
There's a momentarily pause, and she says, "Well, that's yet to be determined."
Off speakerphone. So, if it's to be determined who is even under suspicion, do you feel that this is the best time for Clan Ventru to be gathering as a group, since we don't know if we have a potential usurper within our own ranks? Because, not that I want to stereotype, but we're known for power plays, and if there's some uppity member of our own clan that is looking to take out competition, gathering as a group seems to be a ripe opportunity for them to do it again, twice in one night. And on.
There definitely is validity in your concerns. However, we feel if we move with a united front, that in a show of power, that will reassure the kindred here in the city that all is well, and that the Ventru will step up if need be and do what we need to do to keep stability. We feel that I certainly don't feel that hiding under the bed per se is a good tactic to and shows the opposite of a sign of strength, which I feel we should be exuding right now.
Yeah, fair enough. Sorry, off speakerphone. Then please come to blah address wherever my palatial apartment is.
She says, "Excellent." Click.
Fucking A. So hey guys, I'm talking to everybody else in the car with me. You wouldn't be interested in hanging out at my apartment, would you? I know that sounds kind of forward, but there's a bunch of fucking Ventru that are looking to make a power play. And I wouldn't have included you in the conversation if I didn't feel like you were above suspicion at this point in time. I saw you go down with the ship like everybody else. So at least I don't think you have anything to do with this. You're either too stupid or you were just unlucky like the rest of us. So in any case, why don't you, if you don't have to, of course, but I think it's in at least our best interests if we start working together, because clearly my own Primogen has designs for a power grab in the city. If not her, then somebody else in Clan Ventru, because she already wants to meet as a clan. And, you know, I'm the low man on the totem pole in my clan, as I'm sure all of you are too, because welcome to the club. You just got acknowledged tonight. That means that we need to sort of combine our forces. If we don't, then we're likely to be picked off one by people that don't like the cut of our jib.
See, normally I would charge for this shit, because obviously from the sound of that call, she's out for your neck. But your Primogen is a bitch that fell on my face. So I'll come with you.
Okay. Fair enough. I mean, if money is an issue, I can see that you're lowborn and that's not your fault, but, you know.
Excuse me, lowborn.
Yeah.
Look, just because I look like fucking ass doesn't mean shit.
Well, you talk like it too, so I'm just putting two and two together. So, in any case, you know, if money's an issue for you, I've got money.
Give me fucking 3K right now. 3K right now for a damn hit.
I dominate him at this point.
Oh shit.
Yeah. And poor Anna's just like, what the fuck?
I'm just watching.
Yeah.
I'm using the second dot of dominate.
Yeah.
saying,
As
here
you're
you go.
doing this, your phone dings.
But I can't see what it
But
says.
you can't see what it says.
Yeah.
You do see, though, it's your bank app that sent you a notification. You can see because the top bar, you can see the top bar, but yeah, the rest of the screen unfortunately is smashed, so you can't really see what the notification of your bank app says.
All right. Siri, read that last text to me.
Bold.
It says, bank alert. Your balance is in the negatives. Please contact customer support.
Bitches. Fucking been true. Anyway. Dicks. In any case, I'm still dominating him.
Anna?
Mm.
Your phone gives you a ding.
Can I see what app it is?
It's your bank app.
All right, I'll read that out.
It says, good evening. Warning. Your bank balance is in the negatives. Please
You've
contact
overdrawn.
customer support.
Fuck you
Interesting.
guys.
Virgil, do you have a phone?
No.
No?
Do y'all have dots of resources, by the way?
I have dots of resources.
Yeah, I've got 4, so they took a lot of money.
Same, actually.
Yeah, I've got.
And Mr. Jackson, do you have resources?
Yeah.
And do you have a phone?
Yeah.
Let me
Yeah,
see.
I do.
Yeah, your phone just got wet. It survived the fall. Your phone dings, and you have a notification from your bank app.
Can I check that while he's dominating me?
I mean, unless he tells you not to, you can, right? Right,
Well,
Donovan?
Well,
Is-
I'm just waiting for you to get done with your thing, and then I'll
Yeah.
go through the dominate.
Yeah,
Is it some sort of roll?
It is, yeah.
it
it's,
is. Yeah. I just want to cover. Yeah, I just want to get through this, and then you guys can do your little thing.
Can you dominate?
So if you look at
Yep.
your phone, I'm assuming, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. It shows bank alert. You're in the negatives. Please contact customer
Oh.
support.
In fairness,
And in fact, it shows that your
Wasn't
bank
that bad.
balance is showing negative 500.
Who the fuck?
all
So now you can do the roll, Donovan.
right, let me just pull up the roll for second dot. You put it at charge. Up.
Because generations have an effect, right?
Yeah, you can't dominate someone who's lower generation than you.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Is it you can or there's a penalty?
In V20, you
can't.
can't.
Yeah, you can't do that.
Oh, god damn this system. That sucks for me.
In V5, I think it's a penalty.
What generation were you again?
I'm like 12.
Oh,
I wouldn't have built my character this way if I can't dominate.
Yeah.
Because
I'll let you play around with your dots.
everyone is fucking older than me at this point in time.
Yeah, I'll let you play around with your dots, Donovan. They'll let you, since you weren't aware of that. What the hell are you doing, cat? My cat's decided. Oh, Vampire the Masquerade rulebook. Let me push that off,
Amazing.
like cats do.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm reading the dominate section. I don't see where it says that. Where does it say that?
I think it's in the beginning.
It's yeah. I mean, it's somewhere.
It's somewhere in there. Hang on, I'll try and find it.
Let's see. Here's chemistry.
Doo-doo-doo.
Here it is. Dominate.
What page is Dominate on?
Dominate is
151.
151. Yep.
Dominate.
Yeah, I don't see the.
Maybe I'll look
Hang
at
on.
generation.
Doo-doo-doo. Yeah, I'm not seeing it anymore, but I definitely read it there before.
Let me look up generation, see if that has anything to do with it.
I mean, it's good news if it doesn't for you.
Right, but, I want to make sure I'm following the rules.
Yeah.
By the way, that's just for lower generations, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because we're the same generation.
Yeah.
Do it.
What generation are you?
12.
Okay. Yeah, I definitely wasn't going to be 13, because fuck that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, in the first whole page, I don't see anything about generation.
I'm not seeing it either, but it was there before.
Yeah, I've seen it too.
Why wouldn't they put it under the discipline then?
Oh,
That
maybe
makes much
under
sense.
Resisting Dominate, which is the last page.
Uh,
Yeah, vampires. It is impossible to dominate another kindred who is of stronger blood. The vampire must be of an equal or higher generation than the target for the powers to be effective. Page 158.
Oh, yeah, there it is.
I mean, like, you could hand wave that as storyteller if you wanted, but
That is brutal.
That
Yeah.
is. That is. Is that new in V20, Donovan? They didn't have that in
it's
earlier?
Definitely not. It's definitely not in Revise, and it's not
It's
in Lalarb.
literally just in V20. I googled
Yeah.
it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like it's not in V. I don't think it's in
Huh.
V5.
It's not in Dark Ages either.
Do you think
think
they do you think they thought it was just overpowered and they nerfed it by doing it this way?
Definitely.
Maybe.
I mean, if you
your
can
call.
just get dominated by some fucking like 13 generation punk.
I mean, I can see the logic in it. I mean, I do see the logic.
Well,
And-
I mean, there are backgrounds that can make it harder to get dominated, like Iron Will and stuff like that, and that's supposed to offset the brutality of the discipline. And it even says in the merit, like Iron Will, like if they're using like elder level powers against you, then you fucked, son. You can't use Iron Will on that. But
Right.
that makes sense. But like the first 5 dots are fair game. You get like -2 difficulty on the resistance, or they get +2 on their initial roll, which is rough. So anyway, it's your call, Peter. I can either change my character, or I can
Yeah.
you can,
During
whatever.
during downtime, I'll allow you to reassociate the dots, so that's fine. So you can compensate for that. For just this particular instance, though, I'll
It's not going to matter for this instance because we're the same generation.
Right, exactly. All right, so just as things were about to get hairy, all your phones went off.
Interesting.
So, what do you want? Is it just standard difficulty to?
It's supposed to be against my current willpower, and that's 4.
Oof.
Yeah.
All right, I've got a specialty of issuing commands because this is a leadership role.
That's rough.
Oh, well,
oh,
rough.
dude!
Oh boy!
Dude!
Well, it got rid of the 10 and the 8. But
Yeah.
I still get the 7 and the 4, so that's
Yep.
2 successes.
Yep.
And Peanut rolls 4 dice.
No, it's just a.
It's just
difficulty,
against-
but I don't think
Yeah, I just use his willpower as a difficulty. It's as long as I get a success, it works.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
So as I dominate him, I'm like, yes, $3,000 is no problem. In fact, here's your money now, and I hand him some paper that's in front of me, and it's just some blank sheets of paper. In fact, it's $5,000. I'm more than paying you what you're worth.
Okay, I'll take it with a grin.
He's like, I'm rich now, kids.
But I'll also say, if the vampire scores 1 or 2 successes, the subject cannot be forced to. Oh, okay. Shit.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I
Yeah.
take that with a grin, man. I think that I'm $5,000 riches. I am so happy. Pleasure doing business with you. And I stuffed that in my pocket.
I can't wait for him when he needs to use that.
Yeah, he's like, don't worry, guys.
Don't worry,
I got the
guys.
money.
I know. I got 5,000 right here. We're all set.
Pulls out paper.
Yeah. Pulls out receipts from a 7-Eleven. Here you go.
7-Eleven. I don't shop there.
I don't shop at 7-Eleven. He's like, what?
Anyway.
All right. So, so that him thinking he has $5,000 now in his pocket. That he just conned you out of $5,000. So the phones have gone off. Now what?
Clearly, it's not just me being targeted here. Like, we've all just got an alert on our phone, and I'm assuming that your phones told you the same thing that they told me, that, hey, you are overdrawn in your bank account, or whatever.
I mean, never mind.
Oh, because she read it out loud.
Yeah, because I can't
Yeah.
access that.
Fair enough. So that's not a coincidence. At this point in time, we are either being forced to look like the perpetrators of this crime, or we are being targeted by the perpetrators of this crime in order to eliminate us because we're viewed as a threat for some reason.
And if I disagree, what are you gonna do?
I mean, I don't care if you disagree, as long as you're not rude to me.
Good to know.
I can't handle, rudeness. That's just not okay.
It's just not rudeness. Can't have uncouth. Don't be uncouth.
Don't say this, but are you Hannibal?
No, God no. Because my character is rude as hell.
Gotcha. So you're just hypocrite?
Yeah, I'm a sociopath.
Okay. Good to know. Yeah, I don't know that I would agree to go anywhere with you. I've just seen you dominate Peanut
What?
and be rude as hell.
I mean, that's your prerogative. If you don't want to, that's fine. I'm not going to force you to put yourself on the line, but I think there's safety in numbers.
Does any of you have kindred contacts?
I don't think
so.
Remind me, so I don't have to go through everyone's sheet here.
No, I just have human contacts. How did
I just have influences.
Yeah. Oh no, I do. I have Rebecca Gray. Well, sort of a contact, not really, but kind of.
Oh, the sheriff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We buds.
We. That's a very, very liberal take on your relationship. I like it.
I mean, that's fair. Yeah.
I mean, I have a contact with my sire, but he fucking hates me. So
yeah. Oh, that's right. And what's your sire's name again?
Let me look.
Oh, you sent it to me. Hang on. I
Carl Bergdorf.
Yes. So while you're having this discussion, Donovan, your phone, bing.
God damn it!
It's an IM, PM.
This is
text message, whatever you want to call it.
It's clearly a night of bad news. Read that text to me, Siri.
It's from your sire. It says.
So I have sire in my phone book as asshole. So.
Okay, so it's from asshole.
Yep.
And it says just not that you would do the same for me.
Dying fire.
But because of the incident that happened tonight, all the surviving neonates are assumed to be involved.
Oh.
Womp womp.
Well, shit.
I would be wary. I would be wary of going to your going to where you normally traverse. Good luck.
Eat a dick. See, now I'm wondering if I should show up to my place or not even more, because this guy hates me.
I'm not going.
He would put, okay, fine. Yes, you said. I'm not talking to you anymore. I'm talking to myself. Anyway, so, I mean, you are being pretty mean to me, and I'm giving you a free ride, but whatever. Anyway, I'm pretty sure that I'm smarter than all of them, probably put together. So,
the ego of this guy's hilarious.
It is interesting.
Anyway, so I think I'm going to go to this meeting anyway. The meeting, quote unquote.
I'm going to the meeting.
You know, the meeting, quote unquote, that's at my fucking place, quote unquote. I mean, if I'm butchered, then whatever. But if I'm not, I can probably talk my way out of it as long as the Primogen shows up. I mean, I did actively try and save her when she was going down. When the building was collapsing, I Put my body on the line for that one. Fucking sheep herder. So yeah, I'm still gonna go.
Okay.
Peanut's presumably coming with you.
Yeah, I got paid.
I got paid.
I don't say anything.
Oh, that's hilarious.
That's fine.
That's
What-
hilarious. Let's get back to Joker.
Yes.
You're just like chilling out in the park?
Yeah, I'm just chilling.
Okay.
Oh, actually, I wanted to find someone to chomp on.
Oh,
I
okay.
need to meet.
Okay. Well, Southie is pretty populous. A lot of working families down that way. And a lot of, and a smattering of gangbangers on top of that. Yeah, it doesn't take too long until there's definitely stragglers cutting through the park, getting to where they're going. It certainly doesn't take you too long till you find an individual all by their lonesome. And we won't go through the whole rigmarole, but we'll just, I will assume, I assume you're not going to drain them or kill them. You're just going to take enough not to hurt them. Correct?
Yeah, I'll take the I'll take 3 blood points.
3. What's your humanity?
6. No, 7.
Because 3 puts them in danger, right, Donovan?
Yeah, 3.
I
Danger.
I thought 2 is like the max you can take without putting them in danger, right?
Sorry, to what?
Draining mortals.
Oh, yeah. If you take more than 3, they're put in danger.
Oh, you can. Oh, you can take up to. I thought it was up to 2. It's up to 3. You can take
Pretty
without
sure it's
putting
up
them
to
in.
3.
Oh, okay.
Well, 3 is kind of like the danger zone, but it's just
They're gonna pass out though.
Right.
It's not like they're going to the hospital.
All right. So you want. So you suck on your blood bag for a little bit, and you suck on them, and you can put three points of blood. And she does pass out from the loss of blood, not dead, but just passed out. And you kind of put her in a slumped over in a park bench.
I'm gonna sit down on a bench, and I'm gonna like put my arm over her, like she's sleeping on, leaning on.
Yeah, your date took a nap. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. Fair enough.
Chill.
Fair enough. Just chilling out, just kind of doing your thing in the park with the passed out woman. That's all right.
Yeah, because I don't want to leave her alone past.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. So. So, Sydney, as you get close to your now your apartment, describe your apartment to me a little bit.
I'm gonna drop off Rack first.
Okay.
Because she said that she did not want to come, so that's fine.
Okay. But your apartment is where? Downtown?
It's
Or Back Bay, or like where?
wherever's nice.
Yeah, it'd probably be Back Bay. That's where a lot. It's a lot of. Now, is it in a tower, or is it like a nice brownstone?
It's probably an upper floor apartment with a nice view.
Okay. So, you are adjacent to the Prudential Tower. There is another. There is a right near the Prudential Tower. There are several mid-sized, higher-end residential buildings.
Uh-huh.
And so in the back bay area, and as you're approaching your residence, your driver says, "Sir,
Mm-hmm.
There seems to be some discrepancy there, as the normal doorman is not there, but there are two burly people standing by the front door."
Great. Because I love reasoning with thugs.
It doesn't sound right. Maybe you should listen to your warning from earlier.
What the fuck's that guy now? Let's see. All right. Well, I'm gonna look for a back entrance. Then.
He says, "I could pull around Your driver says, "I can pull around the back, sir, and there is the loading dock."
Yeah, let's go to loading dock.
All right. So he swings around. He just bypasses the front door. Just keeps on driving like that was his intent, and he pulls around the back. This time of night, it's just there's just a couple humans working in the graveyard. Only one of the bay doors is open out of the three. And yeah, so he pulls around, and he parks in the by the bay door that's open.
Okay. So easy enough. I'm just gonna head into the building then and go up the freight elevator.
Okay.
So
You-
while he does that,
Mhm.
I'm gonna dip somewhere real quick where no kind can see me, and use unseen presence,
Okay.
and then I'll just follow behind him.
Oh, okay. Okay. So you walk through, and one of the dock workers say, "I'm sorry, sir. This is a restricted area."
I pop off. No, it's fine. So I turn on my first out of presence.
Yep. And he's, okay. And he kind of shuffles along.
Huh.
And so you head to the freight elevator. And so while they're doing that, what are you doing, Drac, now that you got dropped off?
I didn't get dropped off at home. I got dropped off in like a nice area that's still sketchy enough that my slightly destroyed clothing wouldn't stand out.
Okay.
And
Okay.
I'm gonna try and find a place that I can, I don't know, like a relatively crowded street where I can start maybe picking some pockets to get enough money to get like new clothes and to afford like a hotel for the next day, because I'm not going home.
Okay. Let's see here. Roll dexterity and your larceny skill, target 7.
Okay. I don't think I have any larceny. I make good life choices. Can I like try to look for easy targets? I don't know.
Let me make a roll myself and see what's.
I mean, without any larceny skills,
Yeah.
I don't know how you would identify those easy targets.
That's fair.
Streetwise.
That's a very
That's
good
true
point.
too.
Target 7?
Yes.
This is gonna go badly. Oh, never mind.
Oh my god.
I did a good job somehow.
You bump into this gentleman. You don't realize in his long coat, you pull out his wallet in his pocket, and somehow, some way, oh yes, he does. He does not succeed in the resisted test. So, yeah, you end up with his wallet. He has. Looks like he has about $150 in cash, and he has a Visa credit card.
Cool. And I know that my tech skill is probably high enough that I know that you can use like tap for under $100.
You can use what? I'm sorry.
Like you can tap a card.
Oh
just
yeah.
Under $100.
Yep.
So, and I probably have some money in my wallet, presumably.
How many dots of resources did you normally have?
2.
Yeah, I'll say you had $100 in your wallet.
Okay. So that leaves me with enough for one piece of information from Bobby. A shitty motel room for a night.
Okay.
Are there any like stores nearby open?
Yeah, there's several 24-hour, convenience stores, and yeah, you're on the border of the South End and Southie and the South End. You're kind of right on the border there. So you're kind of in that transition where Southie is a little rough. Some Irish gangs and the docks and such, and the South Boston is kind of the little bit of more of a preppy, gentrified kind of neighborhood. So you're kind of in that area right between the two, where it's a little sketchy, but it's clearly it's definitely somewhat on the upswing.
Okay.
But because of that, there's still some 24-hour convenience stores, and there's a couple 24-hour pawn shops and things like that.
I'm gonna go head into a store where I can buy some clothes.
Okay. I mean, at this time of night, the best you can do is you can look like a super sports Boston fan.
Sure. I'll go for it.
Like Red Sox sweatpants and Patriots sweatshirt and baseball cap and
Yeah.
That's kind of the best you can do this time of night.
And better than clothes with like holes and tears in them. So
yes,
I'll do that.
Okay.
And I'll use the cards. I'm not using cash.
Okay. All right, so that's what you're doing. Back to you, to Sydney, and now you said you're following him, following Sydney behind.
Yeah.
Peanut. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so you both get in the freight elevator and press the.
I'll send it up to the floor above my floor, and
Okay.
then I'll use the fire escape to come down and sort of peer into my hallway before I just hey, here I am.
Okay, you're on the 14th floor, so you go to the 15th floor.
Okay.
And so you go to the 15th floor, and it's just let me see. Oh, interestingly enough, this floor is gutted and being built out, so it's just a big construction site.
Okay. And then I will go down one floor from here, and I will look into the hallway where my apartment is from the fire escape.
Okay, the firewall. Okay.
Yeah, fire. Yeah,
Yep.
Firewall.
So you go down one floor from there. Kind of. I assume you're trying to do it kind of casually and covertly.
Yeah. Without looking like a.
Yeah.
Dip.
Roll. Hang on. Let me see here. Stealth and
Ugh.
dexterity. Target 6.
Okay, that's not gonna go well. Not really stealthy. All right.
Oh, okay. So you're able to open the fire door without making any significant noise. And you kind of peer, and you can see. Now make a perception and awareness, target 6.
Okay. One, two.
Oh. You notice the clear indications that your front door has been forced open, but then reclosed. There does not seem to be anyone in the hallway at this point.
All right. Well, I mean, I have to assume that I've got, some sneaky guy around me. Because he said he would, and I dominated him too, so fuck it. I'm gonna go into my apartment. Even if you don't, as long as you don't act like you're guilty, and confidence, hopefully that'll at least put them on their heels. Because they're assuming that I'm gonna be guilty. As long as they don't just you and attack me straight out, I should be okay. As long as I can start talking.
I can start talking. Okay.
Yeah, so I just head on in. I'll knock on the door as I enter. Lucy, I'm home.
You knock on the door, and
as I'm going through it, not waiting.
Right.
Yeah.
The door swings open easily. The lock has been disabled.
Yeah.
And you see let's see, what are your disciplines?
Mine? Just presence and dominate.
Okay. Yeah, without aspects, you can't identify what they are immediately, right?
Right. I would need aura perception in order to know what the hell's going on, whether or not it's mortal or vampire.
Yeah. Roll a perception and awareness. Target 6.
Okay.
Should I also roll that since I'm behind them?
Yeah, you can roll that too.
So 3.
Yep. You both notice that they all 3 of these people are breathing.
Okay. Great.
And they as you turn in, they all turn to you.
I don't know who did that, but somebody's paying for that lock.
While he's talking, I creep up, circle around them till I'm at their back.
It's going to be a theme while he's talking.
Yeah.
While he's talking, you're doing what again?
I'm turning in the room in such a way that I'm, navigating myself around their side into, behind.
Okay. So you're trying to work a way around them because they're all facing him. Okay. That's fair. It is a fairly spacious apartment, so you definitely have the room to do that.
All right, so listen here, what I assume are ghouls. In any case, I don't see the primogen here, so could you all explain what's going on?
They all look at you, and all three of them pull out wooden stakes and charge you.
Son of a bitch.
Shit.
Not much for talking.
Roll initiative.
Oh, good.
Oh, also one of you.
Is initiative
It's
self-control and instinct,
it's
or
D10
conscience?
D10
It's-
plus Dex and
wait.
wits.
Yeah.
Yeah. D10 plus your Dex and wits.
I'm thinking dark. All right.
So 1d10 plus dex and wit.
Yeah. So if you
Yep.
have, let's say,
Yeah.
2 Dex and 2 wits, it'd be D10 plus 4.
Right. So I plus 7, 15.
Oh, that's a good roll. Okay, he's going last. He's probably going last. Or next to last. All right. So it is going to go. Hang on. Where's? Okay. It's going to go Sydney. Then it is. Peanut. What? What's your Dex?
It's 4.
Okay, then it's going to go you. Then it's going to go the three people. So, Sydney, you go first.
Okay, so just taking a quick look at these guys, do they look like street urchins, or do they look like,
They
suited thugs?
definitely not thugs. Yes, suited. No, they're wearing like kind of like blue collar, kind of like something you would expect like a dock worker, construction worker to kind of outfit.
All right.
A flannel shirt, jeans, work boots.
That's actually to their advantage. They probably don't have big of a vocabulary, so they wouldn't understand me if I gave them one word commands that could get them killed. Then I will lock eyes with the first one,
also,
point eyes at the second one, and say attack.
Oh, yeah, that's awesome. Okay, while you're doing this, I need both of you to roll perception and hang on. Do I want awareness for this? Yes. Perception and awareness, target 6.
1.
And
3.
Peanut, you got 3. Peanut, you smell this first, but within a moment, Sydney smells this as well. You definitely smell the very strong and distinct odor of kerosene.
Oh, God. Pretty sure this was out of a Dresden's File book.
I've never read Dresden for what it's worth.
Really?
Yeah.
It's really good.
No, I mean, I know of it. I just never read it. All right, so you're commanding Thug 1 to attack Thug 2?
Yep.
Okay. Okay, so that's your turn. Peanut.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull my knife out of my jacket and attack the guy on. Which guy did you tell to attack another guy?
I've started with my left and I moved towards the right. So I told the guy on my left, your right, to attack the guy in the center.
Yeah, I go for the left most.
Okay, so the guy that he isn't being involved in his little domination. Okay. Roll attack using your knife. You said. So
Yeah.
strength and melee, please. Target 6.
To attack its dex.
Oh, I'm sorry. Dex and melee. Sorry, my bad. Oh wow, you guys are getting good rolls, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, Dice Maiden.
And he is going. Okay, and he
So
will
you're,
attempt to dodge. That's okay. So you got 4 successes. He gets 2 successes. So you have a 1 net success. He does not get any kind of soaking. So that's 1 point of lethal, right, Donovan?
What's he attacking with?
Knife.
Yeah. So knives add a
plus one. Yeah, plus 1 to
Yeah,
strength.
it's strength plus 1 plus the 1 you get from the attack.
So what's your strength?
My strength is 3, and then plus the 1 for
4, 5. Okay.
Yeah.
So
And then plus 5.
So basically, you almost gutted the guy with 5 points of lethal,
9. Nice.
right?
Right. I mean, it's up to you, but he can attempt to dodge out of the way, and then after that, he rolls to see how much damage he does.
Yeah.
Or did they shrink that down? Is it now just dodge subtracts from successes from the damage?
Dodge subtracts from your attack roll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and then you roll for damage.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So it is like the other systems. Okay. Good.
He got 1 success for his dodge.
Okay. Then that means that the remaining successes become additional dice towards his damage roll.
Yeah. So that's 2 plus, because you don't take the first success.
Right. The first success is just a hit.
Right.
So he's got his damage roll, which is strength plus damage of the weapon plus 2.
Yep.
He has potence. He can add that into.
So roll 6d10 with
Sure.
targets there.
Yeah. Target is 6.
Ouch.
Oh wow! Wow! That hurts.
Yeah, that's rough.
So what is that?
That means
then?
nothing happens, and he just bounced off him.
Yeah.
I mean, he hit him, but he didn't do any damage.
Oh my god!
Luckily, you can't botch damage.
No, but that's
lucky.
Yeah.
that's rough.
That sucks.
That's
unfortunate.
you had so many dice too, dude. You had such a good
Dagger
hit.
got caught on your belt buckle.
So you go in and you think you got this great backstab opportunity. You're coming up from behind. You go in, you go in, and the blade gets caught up in his beautiful Kmart special flannel shirt, and just you end up stabbing nothing but shirt.
Yeah. Now that I think about it, you get a minus to difficulty from backstab. But
Is it enough to offset all those ones?
Yeah. No.
Well, it's to the attack roll. It's like a -2. It's pretty.
I was being dramatic. He for the back thing, yeah. Because he didn't say he was going. He just said he was going in. So
Yeah.
So
Should've
yeah.
said.
So you could have incapacitated a guy, but no, guys. So that was it. Now it is now the dominated guy's turn.
Hooray!
He's going to try to stabby stab his buddy.
Cool.
Stabby stab. Oops. Stabby stab. Total miss.
Bummer.
0 successes.
So, Peter, since it's like going on a little more than 3 hours now, can we just mediate the combat
Yeah.
instead of going through like dice roll mania?
Yeah. I was going to end the session after this combat.
Sure.
Yeah. So, Mrs. Let me for the other guy. I'll just do it. Oh my god. These guys suck.
It's good news for me.
Yeah. And I will just roll for you. Yeah. And the third guy the second guy who got jumped, I'm going to assume that he's now focusing on his buddy because, well, he's getting attacked. So he's not going to attack any of you guys. He's going to defend and attack his buddy. So they're going back as they're going back and forth. The fourth guy lunges at Sydney and totally hits nothing but air. Now, Peanut, it's funny that you're not using any of your, you're going with your knife and you're not trying to, like, use any of your disciplines.
Yeah, that's because 3 of them are obfuscate ones, so I can't really do anything about that. And then
I thought you had, hang on.
Yeah, putrefaction,
Yeah.
which was 1. So I figured, I was gonna use that to kill them all, but I was gonna go immediately for the damage, the thing that'll do the most damage in one go, and then use the putrefaction.
Yes, fair enough. So you go. Well, let me just ask you guys: are either one of you trying to contain or capture one of these guys? You're just trying to get rid of them.
I was trying to contain one of them.
Okay. And what about Sydney?
I'm not trying to kill them because it's not their fault that it's most likely that they've been dominated, or conditioned. I don't think that Ventru would waste time ghouling these dock workers. Though I think it's interesting that it's dock workers, which means that they probably got collected at the scene of the crime. Because we're in a very different area of the town now.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm essentially going to try to just make them stop attacking, at least me, and then as long as they're incapacitated in some way, I don't want to kill them, at least, because I'd like to retain my humanity for as long as possible.
All right. And what about Mr. Jackson? Is he trying to kill any of them, or is he doing the same?
If they just die in the middle of combat, I don't care. But if they're incapacitated, I'm not gonna go out my way, sit there.
Okay. So this is kind of how it all ends up. The two guys, the third man out, you are able to jump him and pin him down. The two guys kind of fighting each other. They end up. Let me just make a quick roll here. All right. The dominated guy ends up stabbing his friend in the gut with the wooden stick, and kind of removes. And so he's now on the ground with this wooden stake in his gut, and he's basically incapacitated, needless to say. And the dominated gentleman, I assume you command him to chillax.
Mm-hmm.
Sydney, yep.
Yep.
And so you have one guy that Jackson was able to jump and pin down, and one guy who's commanded, and the third guy is now profusely bleeding on your nice polished floor, who's incapacitated with a wooden stake in his gut.
Ouch. Yep. So,
Needless to say, the guy who you pinned down, he is obviously struggling to get up and
I'd
finish
say
his
just knock
task.
him out. Get the fuck out of here.
Okay, so he just kind of bounces head off your nice marble tile floor.
Doink.
Yep, and that's pretty easily done.
Yeah. So I'm leaving. Peanut, what's your character's name again? I'm sorry, buddy.
Janie.
You said Zany?
Janie.
I was like, the hell? All right.
I mean, we could also just
Be like,
Before we end, are you? Is there anything in your apartment you're going to do or look at, or?
well, I'm gonna get a new suit while I'm here.
Okay, because priorities.
Yeah.
Priorities.
I mean,
You
gotta
notice
dress
as you
to
head
impress.
to your bathroom, you smell and see liquid poured all over the floor in most of the rooms.
What a bunch of dicks. I swear to God.
And let me see which one it was. Oh, interesting. All right, so you're going to get a suit. What is Janie doing?
Like, are we leaving the apartment right now, or are we still in the apartment?
Well,
We're
he's changing. He's changing in his bedroom. He's getting some.
I'm
He's
just chilling by
because
the
first world
bodies.
problems. What's that?
I'm just chilling by the bodies.
Okay. Okay. Well, as you're standing there, and Sydney, as you're exiting your bedroom, the guy who has the stake in his gut, he's kind of recovered enough where each of you roll perception and alertness.
Target.
6.
Nope.
Uh-oh, you don't notice it.
Dice Maiden giveth and Dice Maiden taketh away.
Is that a botch?
Yeah, it was a botch.
Yeah.
But it's only perception botch, so it just means he's totally oblivious to
I'm
what's...
blind!
Briefly black out.
Johnny, you notice the guy on the slowly bleeding out on the beautiful marble tile floor. He reaches into his vest pocket.
Could I hurry up and stop him?
You can make the attempt.
Step on his wrist.
Yeah, what?
I need dexterity and athletics. Target 6.
Yes.
1 success. You lucked out, dude.
Yeah.
1 success. Just as he reaches into his pocket, pulls something out, and just as he's about to use it, you step on, you grab his hand, stop it, and the device goes flinging across the floor.
Nice job. I owe you one.
And
No
you see
problem.
that it was a electronic lighter.
Dick.
Ah,
I mean, these.
so he was still trying to light the damn apartment on fire.
Yeah, they're dominated. They have a specific job to do. Then they'll continue to try to do it until they complete their task or they're dead, or it wears off when dawn comes. Unless they're like really heavily dominated, like conditioned.
All right. So I think we'll leave it there, guys. So just to wrap up,
Everything is bad. No two things are not on fire.
No. Your apartment did not. You did not start a fire in your apartment complex tower. No, that's probably a good thing. I'm thinking. Just saying.
It's not like I'm coming back, so fuck it.
He's like, fuck it. Fuck, burn the place down. And Anna, poor little Anna, is at 7-Eleven buying sports clothing to.
Yeah, I also check in with. I use the credit card and a payphone to check in with. Sheriff Gray.
Okay.
And then I peace out.
Okay. We will pick that up. Remind me when we start next week's session. We will definitely. That's where we'll start with that conversation.
Okay.
And Virgil, he's just chilling in a park. He just kind of had a little snack, and now he's chilling with the poor lady on the bench and just hanging out.
Hopefully some kids with like sand shovels don't come along and jab one into you during the day. That would be bad.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay with the lady for as long as I can, and then I'm gonna earth meld.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
If that area is disturbed during the day, then you come out of the ground.
Like it has to be like
a shovel.
Yeah, shovel or bulldozer or something, right? Yeah. It's a park, so unless there's some sort of maintenance going on, he's probably safe.
Bunch of like geocachers come through there, and they're like, "Oh, it's right here." They dig them. Oh, fuck!
They actually dig though.
Yeah.
They just find like a box.
Oh.
Stuff.
What's that?
Geocachers, they don't dig. It's just they find the coordinates and then there's a box there with some crap in it.
Oh, is that how it works? Oh.
Yeah.
Never done it myself. I just understand the concept, but clearly not well enough to make the joke. Sorry.
Yeah. All right. Well, that was a good session, guys. So we will see you next week. Thanks so much. Hope everyone had a good time.
Yeah, take it easy.
Uh-huh.